Howdy, y'all, and welcome to Liberty Libations number 65. I am joined, as always, by Mr. Alden Hardee, Mr. Zane Placie, Mr. Nick Ciesieslki, and Mr. Stephen Hilton. We got the full crew here, minus our on-air producer, who is sick this evening.
So our off-air producer.
He's our off-air non-producer, producing absolutely nothing. So welcome to the show, everybody. Alden, what you drinking?
Right now I got a Yingling Black and Tan.
That's a good one.
Interesting. Zane, what do you got?
I've got a pineapple Jack, half Jack Daniels, half pineapple juice.
That sounds delicious. Nick, what you drinking?
I still got this Pennsylvania straight bourbon from last time.
I just love that he's just drinking straight bourbon, has the bottle right there. It's freaking great.
It's my desk bottle right now. I've got a cup. I'm not a I'm not an animal, but I keep a bottle on the desk.
When you said
Fair
desk
enough.
bottle, I thought a desk pop.
Desk pop? Oh,
From the other guys.
Gosh, that movie was so stinking funny. Here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. How about that?
Do a desk pop.
That's a little better, right? Yes.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
All right, Steven, what you drinking?
Actually, not an IPA this time.
Hallelujah.
Stone Coco Vesa.
Interesting.
So it's a inspired Mexican chocolate stout. So it's technically a mole, kind of a mole style. So it's the chocolate stout with vanilla and peppers.
You going with like a theme with the shirt?
Where's it from? Oh, no innuendo.
It's made by Stone. So they're out of they're in Colorado, I do believe.
Colorado. Okay.
Yeah, but they had a homebrew competition, and there was I guess a Mexican guy it was either Arizona or New Mexico, won the homebrew competition.
Okay.
And they mass produced it, and it became a favorite. And then they took it out of circulation because they just got bought by Sapporo.
Oh gosh, why do
Stone was bought by Sapporo?
Why do people sell their businesses? Like, they're super successful businesses that people love. Why do people sell them to massive corporations?
Sapporo
That's where
probably
the money
slapped
comes
their
from.
dick on the table. Like,
It's just infuriating. Like, have some self-respect. Own your business.
They did after they got bought. They brought this back, and it's delicious.
Well, hallelujah. Hallelujah. My wife would also correct you and say it's not Colorado, it's Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
Colorado. There we go.
Yeah. After the truck.
San Diegoans. San Diegoans.
All right, y'all. Well, we've got some news. First off, this show will only be streaming on the Libertarian Party of Georgia pages until the end of March. So when April begins, it will only be streaming on Peaceful Sea Productions and Liberty Libations channels. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, and Facebook. So if you haven't subscribed to Peaceful Sea Productions, go on over there and do that. On Rumble, it's Liberty Libations. And you can also go and find us. Actually, I'm going to bring up the first overlay. You can go find us on X now. We have our own Twitter handle. It's called Liberty Libation because X can only handle a certain number of characters as your name. So you can only have one libation when you come check us out on Twitter. But yeah, so go follow us over there on Peaceful Sea Productions on YouTube, Liberty Libations on Instagram, Liberty Libation on Twitter, and then Liberty Libations on Facebook. So let's see. Hannah, first to comment, says, I love Thursdays. Heck yeah, you do. We do too. Thank you.
I feel another shirt in the making here.
Thursdays. Yeah. Okay. We could do that. Merch will be coming out very soon. We're partnering with Proud Libertarian and Agora Markets to get our merch store up and running. Should be happening hopefully by the end of the month. That's great. Liberty Libation. And I Buddy says, I'd like a piece of your C. I don't, Buddy, come on, man. Come on. Get with it. All right. This show is sponsored by Rabbit Eye Wine, based here in Georgia. If you love blueberries and you love wine, well, that's the perfect combo right there. So get your blueberry wine, get your Rabbit Eye Wine. It's at stores all around Georgia, and they ship it, I believe, to 35 states at this point. So go to, actually, I can just pull it up. Go to rabbiteyewine.com to learn more and get your new favorite wine. If you go look at our profiles on Twitter, you'll see that each one of us chose unilaterally by my decision. Rabbit Eye Wine is our favorite one.
Unilateral, as in one person chose. Yeah,
I chose for all of you that your favorite wine is Rabbit Eye Wine, and that's just is what it is.
Yeah, well, Will just had a kid, so he needs your money to raise it.
Yep. One of the owners of Rabbit Eye Wine just had a child, so give him all your money, and in exchange, he will give you lots and lots of blueberry wine, which I think is a great trade.
Yeah, it's fair trade.
It's a very fair trade.
Certified fair trade.
Certified fair trade. All right. Well, let's get into it. First topic for the evening is Super Tuesday happened. Here's most of the results right here. And the general consensus is that Donald Trump and Joe Biden destroyed everybody. Nikki Haley, we'll get to her in a second, but she got embarrassed in most states. I think she won, what, two states so far?
She won D.C., I believe.
In Vermont.
She won D.C. and Vermont.
Yeah.
Right. Good job. Let's see. Grumpy says, did you see our new caucus flag? Grumpy, is it on your brand new Twitter? Is that where it is? Because if so,
The Rabbitarian Caucus.
I'll go find it. Grumpy, what's your new handle over there? Is it because I know you got kicked off.
I thought he got it back.
Did he get it back?
I thought he got it back, or he just made his new account look like the old account. I'm not sure.
The moral of this diversion is that whether or not Grumpy's Twitter is back is a lot more interesting than the results of a Super Tuesday, which everybody already knew.
Right.
Hey,
that's something else.
Joe Biden. Hey, Joe Biden lost in Samoa, so
it's true. So here's our new the Rabbitarian Caucus. I'm too drunk to fill out this ballot. That's so good.
I just quoted the Ricky Bobby line yesterday, where he's like, in the what was it? The words of the late great Colonel Sanders. I'm too drunk to taste this chicken. But yeah. That was yesterday. I said that.
That's such.
Have any of you guys had the cheetah? I haven't, but I feel like I need to.
The what?
Pizza? Like
The
a cheese pizza?
It's a KFC limited time item. That's essentially just a piece of fried chicken with tomato sauce and cheese on it, like a pizza. But instead of bread, it's a piece of fried chicken.
Interesting.
America.
Okay. Well, I mean, I haven't had fast food this year. I don't know if I'll break my fast food streak for that, but
it might be worth it. That was like the bacon milkshake at Burger King a couple of years ago.
Fair enough.
God.
Fair enough. That does sound delicious.
It was fantastic.
All right. Hannah says she got yelled at for being on her phone while voting. What do they actually think I'm doing on my phone that is so dangerous to the democratic process? Wrong answers only.
a bunch of the LP North Carolina guys were taking pictures of their ballots because the guy who's now chair there got threatened by the election board last year with a misdemeanor if he took a selfie again and posted it online of him and his ballot. And so he did it again, and a whole bunch of other ones did also.
Explain to me why it's such a travesty to have your phone in a voting booth. Like, I don't understand half the rules around
because you might actually catch them doing something shady.
Right.
You're probably right.
I guess so they can prove that you were not coerced to make your decision. That's the only thing I could say in their favor. But I mean, I've definitely snuck one in there before because back around 2012, I was in school working full time.
Yeah.
And they revised the Hope Scholarship to where it didn't cover books, and then they reduced the funding. And it caused me to have to drop out of school right before I finished. So I wrote my state rep, who at the time was John Yates, who was de-seated by Karen Mathiak.
Okay.
But this guy's a World War II vet. I mean, the dude was like 89 years old. And he emailed me back and gave me some crap about I need to pull myself up by my bootstraps and quit looking for a handout. Look, I'm not looking for a handout. I'm looking for you to fulfill your promise, douche. I'm going to vote ham sandwich over you every time I get it. And seriously, I got two more chances, and every year I would vote ham. I would write in ham sandwich, take a picture, and email it to him as promised.
Dude, that's well. I will say the fact that he was 89 and was still emailing you is pretty impressive for an 89-year-old.
Fair enough.
Especially at that time. Hannah says, "Do they expect me to have written notes on all these candidates?" I completely agree. Like that, I generally like to bring in notes on my phone to make sure I'm voting for because you can't remember every single race and every single thing that you're voting on and like where you actually stood because it's which actually begs the question, which a lot of us already know this answer. Like, can democracy actually work on this scale?
No.
Can it work on any scale?
I think it can work on
a
very tiny scale.
A village of 31 people, it's fine.
Yeah, that's about right.
Not 30 though. You got to have 31.
31.
As long as it's 2 wolves and a sheep voting for dinner, you know.
I would say
So-
I think it could work small scale and only if you can be there voluntarily and get to leave voluntarily.
and
if
And the
the
worst
5
part
of
of-
us, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say the worst part of this whole thing, it's not even the fact that you can't bring your that they have issues with phones, but if you can't bring your gun in the polling places in a lot of states.
Yeah.
Like, I know you can't do it in Georgia. I don't.
That's
think you can do
also
it
for
in-
coercion purposes. Yeah.
Well,
No, I don't know.
you can bring your gun in Georgia. It's
the law says
definitely
you
happened.
can't.
It's happened to somebody on this exact live stream actually.
Oh,
But I won't mention who,
right.
but it's definitely happened.
Well,
Elizabeth
legally,
said-
you aren't allowed to.
Yeah, that's fair. Elizabeth says they don't want anyone being forced or bribed to vote a particular way and take a picture to prove it. Yeah, that's fair. And she also says democracy is mob rule. you're exactly
Which
right.
is why we were set up as a republic, because democratic processes do work, but in a limited capacity, and it requires
Now let's talk about
vigilance
monarchy.
to maintain them.
And republics clearly work really well because it's
For at least a
The
few hundred
Democratic
years.
People's Republic of North Korea, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
The People's Republic of China.
All right. Well, there was one good thing that came out of Super Tuesday, and it was Nikki Haley admitting this.
Addressing supporters in South Carolina.
For president. When I began, I said the campaign was grounded in my love for our country. Just last week, my mother, a first-generation immigrant, got to vote for her daughter for president. Only in America.
She was the
I
only
am
one.
filled with the gratitude for the outpouring of support we've received from all across our great country. But the time has now
From where
come
exactly?
to suspend my campaign.
There we
Did she-
go.
I
Did
said
she give the same speech during her gubernatorial run?
Is this just a replay?
Yeah,
they just AI'd the presidential part of it.
right.
So Nikki Haley is officially done, as are a whole bunch of other folks. Cenk Uygur suspended his campaign. I forget who else, but I mean, it's basically just down to Trump, RFK, Biden, and whoever our candidate is going to be, which we'll get to here in a minute.
Well, I thought is Cornel West still in it? And
I thought he suspended his campaign
done.
too. Did he not?
did he? I haven't paid attention.
I could be
kinda
wrong,
had-
but
I kind of had the LPPA convention this weekend, and
that's fair.
you know, it took some time to recover from that.
I hear none of the above is just crushing it this year.
Well, we'll get to that here in a minute. But Hannah
Ham sandwich for the
Hannah
win.
says, "Call me a bad woman or whatever." But when it was all women and one man, I just voted for the man.
You're a traitor to your gender.
You gender traitor. Oh man. Yeah. Is anybody surprised that she finally dropped out, or that?
I kind of am surprised she dropped it. I thought that we were just going to have to keep watching this train wreck week after week after week until the RNC, because we know what she was in it for. She
Yeah.
was the establishment's pick, and she was hoping. I think the establishment was hoping that. I think Vivek said it, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Is that they preferred her over Trump and Biden, and figured if she took it, then they can just get rid of Biden and push him to the side. Now they're going to have to figure out a way to get rid of Biden, and
Well,
makes things a whole lot more interesting. And I know I saw an article saying that No Labels, that group of neo-Connie moderates, has decided now they're going to run someone. So
interesting.
I think they're having a convention, a virtual convention meeting with this weekend. I think it said like 800 delegates on a virtual call to decide on what process they're going to use to select someone.
So very late in the game, they're deciding how to get this done.
Yeah, but they got all that establishment money, and now that Nikki Haley's out of the way, I guess they were deciding. But
interesting.
That doesn't help
It's
them.
amazing
because,
how fast you can write bylaws when you've got that oil money.
Right.
Well, it's also a big thing because it's also petitioning's already open, so I'm not sure if they've been petitioning regardless or what, but they're gonna have a hell of a time getting on ballot in states like Georgia and other difficult ones.
How are they going to get on the ballot in Georgia? I mean, that's already a difficult process for anything that's not a Democrat or a Republican. Like, it's already almost impossible unless you have
Is it 1% for statewide?
It's like 80,000 signatures. I don't know exactly what percent that is.
Because it's 5% for the districts. Is it 1% statewide? I can't remember. I thought it might have been.
That sounds right. I'm not going to do the math right now. Whatever.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says the Green Convention is in August.
Well,
August.
Really conserving that energy.
Yeah.
They have
Georgia.
They have to elect 7 chairs.
What?
They have 7 co-chairs.
I have no idea how the Green Party even operates. That is
every member of the Green Party gets to be a co-chair.
No,
this is on Wikipedia because I've looked it up. So there's the Green National Committee is like 150 people, like broken down by whatever numbers statewide, and each of their special interest caucuses, like this minority or that minority group that's a special interest gets representation on it, and then they have 7 co-chairs.
Wow. I think they do it when they could have the windows open or something.
It's wild.
You would think, Alden. You would think.
I mean, it's like basically any active member is on the national committee there.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean that party is more irrelevant than the LP most times. But one thing that is happening this week, as far as Biden and Trump goes, is they're both coming to Georgia. They'll both be in Georgia giving speeches on Saturday. So
Georgia Beer Day.
What?
Georgia Beer Day.
Is that Georgia Beer Day? What does that mean?
It is. Saturday, the 9th is Georgia Beer Day.
Explain to me what Georgia Beer Day is, Stephen.
A lot of breweries would be offering a special glass and maybe some discounts.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably to drown their sorrows because 2 idiots are coming down.
How convenient, right?
Speaking of craft breweries, can I just say I was at a brewery by my apartment a couple weeks ago, and they had a sour beer called PB&J. I'm like, okay, well, I have to have this. I kid you not, it tasted exactly like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I've had that one. It's incredible.
What brewery?
What brewery?
I forget. I don't know.
I forgot.
Probably Pontoon.
I went there with Shane, but I don't remember which brewery it was.
Somewhat breaking news. Hundreds of pro-Palestinian protesters are blocking the motorcade route as President Biden heads to the U.S. Capitol for the State of the Union address.
Nice. That starts at 9, right? We might need to tune in live for some of that.
We might need to give some reacts from we
Yeah.
might need to bring that. We might just need to do trivia now and have that up and ready to go.
I mean,
drunkard of the week in real time.
I mean, I'm down with that. I did want to get to some libertarian stuff, which this wasn't the only thing from Super Tuesday or this week, but this was the thing that caught my attention, which is there was a North Carolina libertarian vote, and none of the above won.
Yeah.
All precincts most of the precincts voted. There were, 2,259 votes tallied, and 1,700 of them went to no preference, which is 41%. Chase Oliver came in second with 13%. Who is David Traveler Dunlap?
You don't. If you call him a retard on the internet, he'll freak out and tell you it's just his head injury.
I mean, the fact that that's what his name is on this ballot leads me to believe that that's exactly what he is.
Yeah, I know. And people have called him that, and then he'll freak out and be like, no, it's just a head injury. And it's like, I don't know. He apparently, if you look at his profile, he's struggled with homelessness for about 6 years or so now.
He's
Like, hey, he's
unhoused.
running.
Okay, don't use the H word.
Use the
But regardless,
UH word.
I really think people were just trolling by this. Is also like the fact that Noto won anyway.
I mean, the most interesting
the
thing,
disappointing one here is
Hornberg.
Toad only coming up with
3.3%.
He's beating Mike.
Well, he's in the back, so he can throw that red turtle shell.
He beat friend of the show, Mike Termat.
He did beat friend of the show, Mike Termat. But let's see. I mean, Hornberger. That's one of the more surprising ones that he came in third of the people.
Telling you, from my understanding, they like
surprised at that,
a lot of the people who are in the know just troll this because it doesn't mean shit.
That's fair. Who's Bo Lindsay and who's Charles Ballet?
If you watch the, I don't know who Bo Lindsay is, but his profile was really bad, and Charles Ballet kind of wrecked his chances in PA. Little chances he did have, because first answer for the first question right out of the gate at the PA debate, he started taking the COVID regime line.
Are you kidding me?
And on the straw poll, what we ended up doing, because the old timers in PA wanted to try it, was called was a preferential style voting, approval, disapproval. So you get up to 2 approval votes and 1 disapproval vote. So so you can vote positive 1 with your 2 approvals. You can, 2 people you can vote up, and negative, and a disapprove is a negative. He walked out of there at -19.
Okay. So
you said this was North Carolina?
That was in PA.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay.
But that ballot that you saw there was North Carolina's unofficial preferential primary.
Yeah.
In North Carolina, who's allowed to vote on it? Is it like just
anyone
like registered?
Yeah, it's just the people of the party who are registered.
So there's not anyone like throwing it that are like coming in like that are registered Republican or something like that.
No, because ours are done differently. Ours aren't primaries. Ours are chosen at convention.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's
so like
different.
So these are.
There's multiple states that'll do primaries, but they mean nothing.
That's a high number for none of the above. Then, if there's no shenanigans going on,
it's a high number. And it's I relate to that number very much at this point in time.
It reminds me of the what did you say, Frankentarian talk that you were starting there?
Yes,
there's little bits from everybody that you like,
Grumpy, start a new caucus called the Frankentarian Party and just meld all of the candidates that we have together into one horrific mess. Okay?
One monster.
New task for Chat GPT.
Feed
it all the images of the candidates and ask if they create the average out of them all.
God.
The average
campaign horrific,
platform and image.
Yeah. Chat GPT and libertarianism don't go together very well, so it would just create a horrifying monster. All right, y'all, here we go. All freaking right, everybody. It is trivia time. Got to bring in the Fat Rat Unity is the name of the song.
What?
The name of the song we play, man. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't choose it. Maybe I did choose it. I don't remember.
I would think you chose it. You didn't choose the name. You didn't choose the name.
I didn't choose the name. I just I picked I picked something that I thought worked.
I was like, who chose it then?
Hang on, I gotta get everything up and running. I don't have my producer here tonight, so I'm
AI chose it.
Things don't work very well when Zach's not here running the show.
Hey, things work great. Y'all shut your dadgum mouths, okay? Trivia.
That's an important part of this.
Let's see. Wait. Okay.
That just reminds me.
You're right.
You remember the toy growing up, Balzac?
Ball? What?
It was an inflatable ball that had like water in it.
No.
And the commercials were like, kick up the fun with Balzac.
No way.
I'm dead serious. The 90s were wild, man.
All right.
I miss them.
The topics for tonight are This Day in History, Champ Week, and Pandemonium.
You guys see this post real quick before we get started?
What's up?
It's a post from the city of Kenosha.
Okay, read it. Read it
From the city of Kenosha's official Facebook page. Do you have a hole that needs to be filled? The city of Kenosha takes public safety very seriously, which is why we're excited to launch our new hashtag Show Us Your Hole public safety initiative. To participate, simply send us a picture of your hole.
No. Oh my god.
Along with the location and the tagline, come fill and we will dispatch our crews to service your hole in a prompt and professional manner.
Oh my
Your
god.
satisfaction is our priority.
I was gonna say, is this a hack?
Says, did I write that?
Yeah. B, did they write it and know what they're doing? Or C, are they just that dumb that they don't know? Oh my god.
Yeah, are they that naive? That's the real question.
There's no way they have to have written it knowing that it was going to.
Someone had to know.
I mean, that will make it go
Hashtag.
viral, and it will put them on the map. Like, it's interesting. It's a funny way to do things.
Yeah. It got us talking about it. Service your hole. Oh my god.
All right, y'all.
Professionally.
Yes.
Professional. The rules are 3 rounds. 1 point for 10 questions in the first round, 2 points for 5 questions in the second round, 3 points for 3 questions in the third round. Every question is a free-for-all. Audience is welcome to answer. If y'all get it before our contestants, you get the points. Y'all are on a delay, which puts y'all at a disadvantage, but you also have the internet, so it puts y'all at a major advantage. You're welcome to cheat. I have no problem with that. You're the audience. You can do what you want.
They're allowed to bring their phones to vote. Yeah.
If you blurt out the answer when it's not your turn, you lose a point, which I've never actually held anyone to that rule.
Have we done it though?
No, no one's ever done that.
We've been pretty good at enforcing that.
I think a guest did it.
I was going to say a guess, but I'm not going to. Yeah.
If a contestant answers, they cannot give another answer until all contestants have answered. The winner is no longer a loser.
Mike Termite was blurting or something.
The 2024 scoreboard. Zane has 4. Alden has 2. Audience, Zach and Nick have 1, and Steve is still bringing up the rear.
If I had said heard, Zane and I would be tied. I had said heard. That's it.
That's true.
The thing I've said every other time.
Yeah.
And if my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike.
If my grandmother had sense, I wouldn't be here. So,
on this day in 1965, civil rights protesters are beaten by state troopers and sheriff's deputies in what historic event? Zane.
The march over the bridge in Selma, Alabama.
Yeah, it has a specific name, so that is
That
gummit. Incorrect. Nick.
I was saying Selma.
Selma is the correct city, everybody. Everybody got the correct city, but what is it called? What was that day called? Alden.
Coachella.
Incorrect. Great guess, though.
Damn it.
Steven, you got a guess, man?
The march over MLK Bridge.
It was definitely called MLK Bridge at the time.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
It has nothing to do with the bridge. It has nothing to do with MLK. There's actually a few different. No, I'm not going to say that. It was not. Hannah's incorrect. Hannah's guessing rapid fire. Million Man March is incorrect. It's not. Has nothing to do with a march. Come on, y'all. Whole Selma. Incorrect.
Fill my whole Selma.
Wow, I can't believe nobody knows this. This is crazy to me.
Once you probably give us the answer, we'll go, oh.
Yeah, Alden.
Who is Rosa Parks?
Yeah. Incorrect. Y'all have 10 seconds. It's open to the floor. Rapid fire guessing. I don't care who guesses. Man, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Game over. Ah,
Yeah.
Bloody Sunday.
Oh. Sabbath.
I thought that was Irish.
There was a Bloody Sunday
Bloody
in
Sabbath.
Ireland as well. There was a Northern Ireland deal in Belfast. All right. Question number 2. On this day in 2010, Catherine Bigelow became the first female director to win an Oscar for what movie did she win?
What year?
2010.
2010. Alden.
Is this, did you say directing?
Directing.
Is this The Hurt Locker?
It's the
Yeah.
Hurt Locker. Alden gets the first.
Wasn't
point
she? So
on
the name
board.
threw me off. Wasn't she? Maybe she
married
went
to
back
James
to her name, but Cameron. Yeah.
Yeah, but
'Cause
she
it was the
always-
same
she always
year.
Captain Bigelow.
It was the
was
same year as Avatar, and he was probably pretty pissed. But
Yeah,
and it might have been intentional. I don't
he
know.
was. Ooh, Black Hawk Down. That movie should have won. I don't think that movie won anything. Which is,
Was that 2010?
No,
that was
No,
older.
that was before 2010.
That's
That
what I
is
thought. Yeah.
Early 2000s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
early 2000s. Great movie.
Yeah.
On this day in 1999, this is a numbers question, so everybody gets their guess. Legendary American filmmaker Stanley Kubrick dies in England. How many films did he direct? I'm going to start with Steven.
37.
Okay, Nick.
I'm going to go with 12.
Zane.
25.
Alden.
10.
Nick is correct.
Damn it.
13 or closest. He's not correct, but he is very, very close. He
I knew it was low.
13 films, mostly about the dark side of humanity.
That is
I didn't
fair.
include Eyes Wide Shut because they butchered that movie after they killed him.
I mean, they did. They butchered him, and then they.
Did
There's
you-
like there's
I
like
was
there's
gonna
like
say-
40 there's like 20 missing minutes out of that movie.
Oh,
the
they're-
edits on that are insane, and the story about him going to bring the movie in to be reviewed, and he's like chain smoking everything outside, and he's like, I don't know, it's an interesting story. Like his
Dude,
Oh yeah.
Stanley Kubrick is a wild dude, man, and his the whole thing
This
about
is
how
just-
he died was crazy too.
Was
Yeah.
the moon landing one of those 13?
That's 14. Yeah.
Question number 4. On this day in 1936, Hitler violates the Treaty of Versailles by performing what action? Alden.
The invasion, the Blitzkrieg, the invasion of Poland or whatever it is. The
Incorrect. Zane.
Is this the Anschluss?
That is not a word I've ever heard before. Nick.
Is this when he invaded France? Crossed the whatever line? The starts with an M.
Nope. Steven.
Started building a military?
No. Alden.
Crystal knocked.
Nope. It's a very specific action that actually is like.
Did he make a painting? He's not allowed.
5 seconds. Started occupying the Rhineland.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was a demilitarized zone that was designated as no military allowed. All right. Question number 5. On this day in 1876, a world-changing device was patented. What was it and who patented it? Alden.
The phone, Alexander Graham Bell.
You are correct, sir.
Nice.
Jeez.
You only get 1 point for it, though.
I said phone, and then I paused to see if you were like, no, because I was hoping I was on. Yeah.
All right. On this day in 1987, by defeating James Smith in 12 rounds, who became the youngest heavyweight champion ever in the World Boxing Association? 1987. Defeated James Smith. Alden.
I'm just going to throw out a boxer that everyone knows, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Is correct.
It was a total guess. I'm sorry.
Hannah got it literally half a second after you said it. So
Woo,
bravo,
suck it,
bravo,
Hannah.
Hannah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
And he's fighting Jake Paul this July.
I saw that. That's why.
Wait, Mike Tyson is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
then there's
God.
Peter Schiff living next to the. Yeah.
Yeah, freaking Peter Schiff. Oh my gosh. All right. On this day in 161, who became Emperor of Rome? Zane.
Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus Aurelius
Nice.
is correct. Bravo, Zane.
I was gonna say
finally
Caesar salad.
The last of the good emperors.
last.
And
Good
then-
emperors
And
there.
then it all went downhill from there. At least if I listened to what Gladiator taught me.
Hannah, we know that chat is on delay. Okay. The point is you have access to the internet. These people don't. We know it's on delay, but I can't tell how long of a delay. So it is what it is. And you're just going to have to live with it. You got to be quicker.
I have a chip in my brain, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
you know.
You got that?
you
You
on.
got that narrow link already?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. On this day in 1979, what was first presented to the public as a new form of audio device? Zane.
The Walkman.
Incorrect. Nick.
The 8-track?
Incorrect. Steven.
The hearing aid?
No. Alden.
Cassette tapes?
Nope.
Hmm.
Hannah, it's not cheating. I said you're allowed to use the internet. It just makes it slower for you. Steven.
The 8-track?
Didn't Nick already say that?
Didn't someone say that?
I'm giving it to Hannah. It's
Oh, no way.
the compact disc.
Is it that old?
That
It's
sounds
crazy.
really early for that.
I
My
know.
second guess
I
was going to
couldn't
be
believe it.
Laserdisc, like the giant one. I didn't know compact disc was that
So-
old.
So it was introduced, but it was not. It was not for sale quite yet.
So it was like the military had access to it, but the people didn't. Right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, They
Right.
were still running on punch cards back then.
Yeah. Yeah. They had punch card nuclear silos. Yeah. Now they have floppy disks. So
All right. On this day in 1978, the first episode of what famous radio comedy is broadcast in England?
what year?
1978. Zane.
Faulty Towers.
Incorrect.
What is that?
Something.
That's fair. Okay.
All right.
It's not nothing.
And
An
This is-
answer.
Incorrect, Hannah. Car
You
Talk.
really think that Car Talk was British? Of course not. No British person could come up with something
Nick.
that funny.
tea time.
Incorrect. Once Stephen and Alden say a guess, then I'll give you a hint.
V for Vendetta.
Incorrect. Stephen.
Obviously.
Oh gosh, I don't know of any 70s British radio.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty on 70s British radio.
Yeah.
You won't be. Stephen, you gonna give a guess or not?
I got nothing.
All right. The hint is it was a book and it has also been turned into a movie.
That's a terrible hint.
It's a very famous movie. Okay. Nick.
Harry Potter.
Incorrect. Alden.
Clockwork Orange radio.
Incorrect, but I like the guess.
We had Kubrick questions. So.
Planes, trains, and automobiles?
No. But I'll give you another hint after this one. Zane.
Lord of the Rings.
Incorrect. The second and final hint is it is a movie about a trip.
A movie about what?
A trip. Alden.
Wait, okay, never mind. Train spotting.
Not a mushroom trip, not a drug trip, an actual physical trip.
Well, I already said.
Anyone? Nick.
Pass.
Hannah, incorrect.
Euro trip.
Alden, go.
Journey to the Center of the Earth. The radio show.
Incorrect. But that is the closest guess we've gotten so far. Zane.
Wow.
Pass.
Steven.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
It is Hitchhiker's Guide.
No way, really?
Daggum Galaxy, y'all.
Really?
Wow.
There we go.
Someone brought his towel.
Yeah.
Man, I'm surprised no one got that after the first two hints.
I never
year
would have
was
thought
that?
that was a radio show.
That was in 1978.
I also didn't know the book was that old.
I didn't even think it was
Nice.
that old.
All right. Final
The
question
book
of
came
round
out
one.
in the 80s.
On this day in 1817, what future finance world staple was founded? Nick.
I'm gonna guess J.P. Morgan.
Incorrect. Alden, I believe you were next.
I was gonna say Chase Bank, but I feel like that's the same thing.
That's the same
So,
thing. Steven.
so I'm gonna.
Wells
oh.
Fargo.
Incorrect. I'll give you a hint after this one. Hannah is also incorrect. Hannah, you should know this. It's 1913 that the Federal Reserve was founded.
Gosh.
You never forgive Woodrow Wilson for that.
The Dow Jones.
Incorrect. I will say, Zane, that is the closest guess we've gotten. Alden.
The stock exchange?
It is the New York City Stock Exchange. Bravo.
Wow.
Nice.
For some reason, I thought that it was founded earlier than that, but I guess not.
It was not. All right. After one round, Alden has 4. Everyone else has 1. Congrats to everybody else. Wow. Some quack. You were right. You were right behind. Good job. Bravo. All right. On to round 2, which I expect all 4 of y'all to get 0 points in this round. The audience will be getting all of these points.
So you're breaking this to the audience then.
If my brother is watching this, y'all don't stand a chance. Okay.
Oh, God.
Which team won the inaugural SEC men's basketball tournament in 1933? Alden.
The Lakers.
Incorrect. Zane.
Georgia.
Incorrect. Steven.
The Tar Heels.
Incorrect. Nick.
Notre Dame.
That is incorrect.
You did hear the part of the question where I said the SEC tournament.
Oh.
It is the Kentucky Wildcats. Bravo.
I thought he said NCAA.
Nope. This is all about
I'm not
Champ
paying
Week.
attention.
Are you sure it's not the Lakers?
I'm fairly confident. I know my basketball. Grumpy says Manchester United.
See, yeah, that was my second guess. Yeah.
All right. Question number 2. Which Ivy League team won its first ever conference tournament in 2019 to secure a spot in the NCAA tournament? Alden.
Yale.
Wow. Bravo. Alden.
I don't know. I just heard Ivy League, so.
There's only like 7 options.
There's 12. But yes, there are fewer options. But
there's 2. There's 2. There's Harvard and Yale. That's it.
I went to a Kudzu League school.
Cornell.
Kudzu League.
All right. Well, bravo.
That's hilarious, man.
All right. Which conference is known for its Arch Madness men's basketball tournament? Alden.
NCAA.
No.
Arch Madness? What is Arch Madness?
So these are all about conference tournaments. This is what Champ Week is championship week. It's the conference championship tournaments. I got to give
Lakers.
Steven, go.
Big Ten.
No. Zane.
The ACC.
Incorrect. Audience gets it. It's the Missouri Valley Conference.
What does that even mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I guess I just don't speak English anymore. I don't even know what's going on.
You don't have ESPN 5?
I don't have
Missouri
ESPN
Valley
5.
Conference is a conference in the NCAA men's basketball.
I don't know what that means.
What do you mean? You don't know what it means?
I don't know what it means.
There are like 13, 15 conferences.
I don't watch basketball.
Okay.
I've never even heard of this conference.
Well, that sucks for you. Hannah says it's on right now, dummies.
What is it? It doesn't exist. No, it's on right
Turn
now.
on ESPN Plus. What is wrong
I
with
don't
it?
have cable because
You don't need cable. You just need ESPN Plus. All
Plus
right. Oh my gosh. Question number 4. In 1996, which team won the Big Ten men's basketball tournament as the lowest seed ever to win the title? Alden.
Georgia.
Incorrect. Zane.
Ohio State.
Incorrect. Steven.
Oklahoma State.
Incorrect.
I'm the only one that's actually named the Big Ten team so far.
Gonzaga.
What is it? OSU's Big Ten.
Gonzaga's in the Mountain West. Incorrect. Hannah, that is incorrect. Zane.
Michigan State.
Incorrect. Incorrect to some quack. Alden.
LSU.
No. Steven.
Texas A&M.
Incorrect and incorrect to Grumpy. Back to Alden.
Auburn.
Wait, what conference are we talking again?
I don't know.
If you let me guess enough times, I can just say all the teams in the Big
just
Ten.
Okay,
because
yeah,
10
I'll just
guesses.
guess. I'll just guess Iowa.
Hannah is incorrect. Hannah already guessed Iowa as well. So Alden,
Oh.
Florida.
they're not in the Big Ten. Zane,
Florida's not in the Big Ten.
Wisconsin.
Incorrect. Hannah
What is it?
is
SEC?
incorrect. Nick,
Rutgers.
incorrect. Hannah's incorrect as well. Zane,
Northwestern.
no. Alden,
Notre Dame.
no one in the audience has gotten it either. Nick,
Penn State.
No, this is depressing. Alden.
I was just guessing
Sorry.
every Big Ten school.
Texas.
No, they're not the
Michigan State.
Zane.
I don't.
Purdue.
It's the Purdue
Okay.
makers. Zane gets it.
Thank God we
Just
ended
before
that.
the audience got it.
Shouldn't even
That-
really count.
Also, that's a 2-pointer right there.
That's a 1-pointer. In fact, it should be no points to anyone because that was embarrassing.
Because the chicken school got it.
Y'all literally named every team in the Big Ten except for Purdue.
I was naming teams not in the Big Ten.
Yes, I'm aware. I want to stop calling on you.
Steelers.
All right. Question number 5. UConn, Creighton, Marquette, and Seton Hall are currently in what conference? Zane.
The Big East.
Bravo, Zane. Big East.
The
Nice.
Big East isn't what it used to be when
Okay.
Pitt and
These
West
are
Virginia were
two-pointers.
in it, because that's when Big East was really something.
Forgot about that. This is round 2. These are all 2-pointers. Sorry, Hannah. You got it right before you. All right.
So
After-
then, wait. I should have 6.
Did you get one right in this round?
Yeah.
So yeah, after 2 rounds, Alden has 6. Audience and Zane have 5. Steve and Nick have 1. On to
Well,
round
anyone's
3.
game.
It's Panda. It's all about pandas. This was selected at random by my wife, Nikki.
At random.
I was
Panda.
in a hurry, and I said, Nikki, name a random animal. And she said, panda. So here we go.
Chinese giant panda or red panda?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Question number 1. What is the primary diet of the panda? Oh my gosh. That was literally a 3-way tie. That was crazy.
No, it was not.
Loser goes to the person with the least number of points.
It does.
What?
Nick,
No, it's
Nick,
not a
yeah.
tie.
Bamboo.
It's not a tie. Motherfucker.
Alden.
I'm going to watch the replay on that one.
All right. You go. You
My
go
turn.
right
I was
after
first, clearly.
All right. The next 2 questions are numbers answers. So it's closest gets it. And
Oh, that means Alden has to go last because he's in the lead.
that is actually true. This one I want in weeks. Okay. What is the approximate gestation period for a female giant panda? Steven.
27 weeks.
Okay. Nick.
Let's see. Let's go 32.
Okay. Zane.
40.
Okay. Alden.
26.
And also, I'm pretty sure I meant to say Alden has to go first.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I was wondering. I was like, I'll go last. Whatever. Like,
Alden gets it.
yay.
It is 20 weeks.
Dang it.
I believe that makes Alden our winner for the night. But we're gonna
And it doesn't even matter that.
yeah,
the
are you going to
bamboo
keep
question
whining
was-
about your whiny ass question?
That is
All
right.
Final question of the game. How many pounds can a panda crap out in a single day? Steven.
13.
Okay. Nick.
20.
Okay. Alden.
I mean, they eat a lot of bamboo. That's a lot of fiber. I'm going to go 21. I'm going to just edge out Nick.
Zane.
22.
Zane wins with a whopping 62.
Oh my
pounds.
God. Wow.
62 pounds a
That's
panda can
insane.
crap out in a single dadgum day, y'all. That is wild. But what is for sure is that congrats,
I look like-
Alden.
A sad Blade Runner bomber.
What? You look awesome. This thing is freaking awesome, man. AI, for all of its faults and stupidity, it creates some pretty great art for shows like this.
I cringe when you use the word art for that, but that's okay.
Look, it's AI art. Okay, it's not art, but it's AI art.
Art. It's not art.
Art.
Does anyone know
seal
why all AI art looks the same?
I've
Like
been
it's all
wondering
in
that
that
too.
style that you can immediately identify it as being AI generated. It's like all the AIs have decided to start their own art movement.
Because no one told it to impersonate Vincent Van Gogh as they make its AI art. So
But even if you do that, because I have done that, I've been like, imitate this artist style.
Really?
It'll still be the same.
Yeah.
Like it'll still have some of the
Black
stuff
woman.
Van Gogh.
Yeah.
But it won't. It still comes out where you're like, yeah, AI absolutely made this. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's weird. I don't really understand it, but yeah, Zane, completely correct. All right, y'all. We got about 8 minutes till the State of the Union starts. I do think we're gonna go. Oh, Hannah says Alden looks like Taco from the league, and
I like kickers. They're the toughest.
they're the toughest. I think we will tune into the very beginning of the State of the Union, which is in 8 minutes. But until then, we'll talk about our second topic of the night.
I don't want to know about the State of the Union.
He's not going to talk about the State of the Union. It's going to be a campaign speech, guaranteed. All right. It has been revealed that the U.S. is collaborating with Chinese scientists to make bird flu strains more infectious and deadly as part of a $1 million project. Despite fears, similar tests unleashed COVID.
Well, I mean, if you're not making the more deadly virus, how do you create the vaccine that you make everyone take for the more deadly virus that didn't exist?
That is such a good question. Nick.
These are those
I
headlines.
don't even think we need to finish this. I mean, I think
There
that
we go.
made
Well,
sure.
and then you also look at every pandemic ever has originated in China. What could go wrong?
Didn't the Spanish flu originate in Kansas?
Did it?
Also, syphilis
That's what I heard. A
originated
bunch of pig
South
farmers in
America.
Kansas.
What'd you say, Zane?
Syphilis originated in South America. It was the only disease that went
But that's
from
not a
the Native
pandemic.
Americans to the Europeans. It was the Europeans brought dozens of diseases with them and killed off all the Native Americans. But in return, a bunch of them got syphilis from them.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, first of all, the fact that this was revealed a month ago and I didn't hear about it until literally yesterday. Fauci, along with everyone else who's been a part of the
Health
CDC
Alliance.
and the NIH and all these organizations have said we do not do gain of
Dr.
function.
Ralph
pizza.
Derrick and Eco Health Alliance and all the.
I thought that was just something that they said, even though we all know, of course they do.
Yeah, well, they're
Well,
literally
look,
doing
it's
it with the bird flu. What?
look,
what
it's
are
they
we doing
defined
here?
it differently. It's not gain of function because it's gaining function. It's not gain of function because they say it doesn't fit as gain as function. I don't know.
Yeah,
They also
if you don't define it
redefined-
as gain of function, then it's not gain of
They also redefined vaccine like 4
Yep.
times. But
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Because
Yeah.
Look, it's not a hemorrhagic fever, guys. It's just a respiratory disease again.
Yeah.
So, nothing to really worry about.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very distracted right now. There's a
I mean, they
dog screaming match going on in the background here.
Perfect.
I mean, they tried the bird flu thing like last year, didn't they? When they started telling people to slaughter their entire flocks.
I didn't know.
They did do that. Yeah.
I didn't know the State of the
Years
Union
ago.
address was in your backyard, Jake.
Good one. Good one, Alden.
There we go. So, I mean, just look at the BSL-4 labs. So, what do we learn in the last few years? Where are they in our country? I mean, we got the CDC headquarters in Atlanta. That's not technically a BSL-4 lab. BSL-4 being, making it bioweapon status. So we're talking
Fort Detrick, Maryland.
Fort Detrick, Maryland. They habitually have leaks. They have tons of oopsies. It's amazing that they're still allowed to operate.
All those bio labs that were popping up in houses and storage units out on the West Coast.
Right. Yeah, you got those. And then, what was it? Winnipeg, Canada. I have one. So, just look out for things to originate from there.
All right. Sorry.
Perfect.
I had to leave for a second.
Break up a dogfight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a dog fight. It's 2 dogs leaving, and we have 6 dogs here at the moment. So it was just chaos. It was just chaos. If you're gonna do Rover, try to keep it under 5 dogs, because otherwise it gets out of control.
I literally am going to start Rover to end up paying for this house that we're getting. So I
It's the
will
best
take
way.
your advice.
Dude, just in Rover, we made like $60,000 last year.
What?
Just
Wow.
doing Rover.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah.
That's how much you can charge people to take care of their idiot dogs.
Yeah, we
And
tried
since you're
it.
doing it at home, you can write off a lot of the houses
There you go. Yeah.
as expense, right?
Oh yeah, no, we do. When we do Airbnb, so the whole house is written off. It's
Nice.
wild.
When I was in Washington, we did it, but I did the thing where I went to other people's houses, and I'm never doing that again, ever.
Yeah, my dog went
I
to
did that in
Ever.
college. Do you remember that? I did that in college.
Oh
Right.
yeah, you used to ride off
people's
into the
houses.
sunset for that. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not doing that again because I ended up having to put someone's pet bird in the freezer. That a dog got a hold of their bird. It was a whole thing. It died. I had to put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer for when they got there and make a very uncomfortable phone call to them. Anyway, it was weird. It wasn't my fault, by the way.
What would
It was
be
their
the
fault.
best? What would be the best channel to watch the State of the Union on? Would it be the White House, so that we don't get
C-SPAN.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Is C-SPAN broadcasted on YouTube?
I think C-SPAN is public, so it doesn't
No,
have like
C-SPAN's their own
copyright.
website. They host their own videos.
Well, freaking beautiful, yo.
Yeah.
It's all right. What do we think? How often is Biden going to forget what he's saying?
We should drink every time. Oh
is-
God, we'd be hammered.
If I think we should all drink. I think we should finish our drinks if Biden.
If he says-
falls.
What
If
if
he
he says
falls.
dog face pony soldier?
He says.
Face ponies,
What?
yeah.
Wait,
He
we
says
each should pick a word, a term, like chocolate chip cookie or some bullshit. If he says it, we gotta drink. He says chocolate chip a lot, man.
Look, if he falls down, everybody has to finish their drink and go get a new one. I think that's
If he falls
fair.
down, I'm gonna go get my bottle of cask strength 129 proof whiskey and finish that.
If he
Alden's
stumbles, I'm
gonna
taking
break
a
out the
drink.
pappy.
The Pappy.
happy, man.
Yeah, I wish I had a bottle of Pappy.
All right. Is he just now? He hasn't even arrived yet.
I guess they got through the protest lines then.
There we go. Well, you can't be a true despot unless you arrive late to your own speeches.
There we go. Yeah,
He's
he's making.
still
it-
on
You also got to turn the water hoses on the protesters.
He's still on the walker coming down the hall.
I'm pretty sure. Didn't the military
wait.
just announce that
There's a
we're
perfect chance for him to trip right here if he's going up steps.
Oh my god!
Look at all those stairs. Oh my God, I'm gonna
look at all those dadgum stairs. He has.
I'm gonna have to
He's not going
Oh,
into the
man.
front door. He's going out. He's going in through a different door. There's no
Those
way.
steps
Oh,
are
yeah,
a
there's
threat to
a-
democracy.
There's a driveway. Well,
Yeah,
there's still
there's
stairs.
no
Look, there's still stairs right there.
Yeah, there's definitely a pretty decent
He's-
chance that
He's gonna die on those stairs, and they're gonna have to swear in the VP tonight.
No, they'll just get the body double.
Oh yeah, the third one. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Some quacks
We're
asking
on,
what's
like,
up with the
number
white
4.
suits. I'm sure it
about-
signifies something.
What about
It's
some quack?
probably something the Democrats are.
Yeah, what white
something.
suits?
Look
Let's
at. I'm guessing Democrats. They seem to like to make a scene.
All right.
There's Katanji. Is that a tamarine around her neck?
I find it funny that they're all just waiting around for him to get in there.
And then there's
Oh
Weird.
man, that Supreme Court panel
Yes,
is
so-
ruthless.
well, like on the Trump election thing there, where they went 9-0 on it, and Keith Oldman freaked the fuck out.
That dude has lost his mind. All right. Trying to get us all in better positions. Like that. I got put.
There's Kamala, probably the most irrelevant VP we've had in our lifetime.
Yeah, well, I mean, send her over to somewhere to cut deals and enrich herself and her family, right? I mean, that's what Biden did.
There we go.
You think that's the best layout?
Who is it wearing the white? Oh, did y'all see Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day?
No.
There was some reporter that confronted her.
Oh, the space laser.
Yeah, asked her about the Jewish space lasers. She's like, "How about you f off?"
that was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's happening yet. He's not even in the daggum building.
Well, something's happening. They're stealing from us currently, right there. They're all on payroll.
That's a great point. We're literally watching ourselves being robbed in real time.
Yeah,
better that they're
you hear
paying
about these
themselves.
gang turf wars going on in New York City between MS-13 and the Puerto Rican Mau Mau's and this, that, and the other. That is the most violent gang in our nation, right there. Everyone in that building.
Alden, I'm going to remove that Liberty Libations from over you, buddy.
Oh, I
That
was
wasn't
hiding behind
a State of the Union. That was just some address they had him do in Philadelphia. I think it was.
Did you see that camera work? He just was pointing at some Secret Service guy's butt for like 5 seconds.
He was looking to see
Well, it is
if
the
there
most
was.
attractive thing in there, so
They know they're on camera. Look, they're all staring. Like, can they read our lips? What we're plotting?
He was checking to see if a dog had bitten his ass recently.
I think they should add a kiss cam on this, like they have at ball games.
That'd be something.
I would love that.
Is this? I feel like just looking at the audience, I'm like, these are people waiting for like the bingo host to show up.
All right. I mean, y'all, it's going to take, we just watched him pull up. It's going to take him at least 20 minutes to get into this building.
I saw those stairs, yeah.
I mean, at least 20 minutes.
Let's check back in.
Santos.
Yeah, well, all.
Oh, there's little hands.
There's little hands.
Has anyone seen Eye Patch yet tonight?
I have not seen Eye Patch McCain yet. All right. We're going to talk about something else real quick, which is continuing on with what we were just talking about. CDC director says COVID-19 shot number 10 is coming this fall.
10? Are we that
Holy
high
shit,
right now?
they're on 10 already?
Everyone get
Holy shit.
flu shot and an updated COVID vaccine. We also shared on Friday that we expect and anticipate there's going to be an updated COVID vaccine coming this fall, right? So plan now, right? It's March, so you can think ahead when you're going to get your flu shot in the fall, you're going to get another updated COVID vaccine. And the reason for it is because this virus continues to change. That's
No way.
Stay one step ahead of it. We have the tools to do it. We need to use them. So FDA, CDC has started that process just like we do with the flu shot. We've started that process to update the COVID
Fucking
vaccine
10.
already for this fall. And so we just want
vaccine.
folks, again.
That's
already-
insane, man.
Did y'all hear about the guy in the UK that he's had 217 of the injections?
What?
Excuse me?
And he's alive?
Yes. Yeah. And
No, he's not alive.
no, seriously.
He's not living, but he's alive.
The British Health Ministry wanted to run some tests on him, and he gladly obliged. And he said he's taken that many shots for personal reasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've
I think
almost
he was
got to
ta- wasn't
respect it at
wasn't
that
this dude
point.
getting paid to take him?
Maybe something like that. I think
Wow.
so.
Wow.
But yeah,
50
he's
bucks
had
and
it
I'll go take another
217
shot.
times.
Here's just an update on
Jesus.
nobody said you wouldn't get COVID if you're vaccinated. Well, Fauci said when
What?
people are
That's the whole
vaccinated,
thing.
they're not going to get infected. Biden said you're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations. Rochelle Walensky, CDC director, said vaccinated people do not carry the virus and don't get sick. Rachel Maddow said now we know the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops. Bill Gates, expert, says everyone is reducing their transmission. And the CEO of Pfizer said there is no variant that escapes the protection of our vaccines. And Dave
Oh my
Benner,
God.
nemesis neocons, says never let these villains off the hook. They destroyed lives, ended businesses, and forced your children into isolation. 100%.
Wow. Yeah.
Benner came up for the LPPA convention this past weekend.
I freaking
He
love
was
Dave
talking
Benner.
on He was talking on Thomas Paine.
Yes. Yeah. I knew
His speech is actually on PCN TV, the PCN app. You could get his speech, the debate, and whatever else on the app.
Was it awesome? I bet he was great.
It was good. I was also like in.
Nick, you cut out, man. We can no longer
All
hear
right.
you.
Yeah, I thought it was me.
He was speechless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't hear you, Nick. Just
I don't think he can hear us either.
keep talking, and we'll.
I can't believe
I can hear you.
Oh, there we
okay.
go.
There it is.
You're back all of a sudden. Ah, now you're gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he got AT&T.
Indeed.
Man, I can't believe I don't follow this very well anymore at this point because I'm not getting any of them. But I can't believe we're on 10.
Some quack says everybody I know who gets boosters looks terrible and now thinks keto will fix it.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I was listening to Benner's talk while also like trying to figure out like delegate lists and stuff like that at the same time.
Okay.
So I was listening, but I wasn't like actively
you're
paying
preoccupied.
attention.
Yeah, because you were involved in the actual convention.
Yeah, and also like it, his talk was on the first day, and like we got into fun with bylaws.
Is there such a thing?
I was gonna say, has the sentence ever been formed?
So
before
yeah,
with fun and bylaws.
So it
are
was
the same?
extra fun, right? So like last year we completely overhauled our bylaws. So this year we had to go fix all the issues we found with them. But then also someone wanted to go back to the previous bylaws. So we went and we did all the fixes, and then we had to argue about whether or not to hear his proposal and then potentially do all the same fixes and other fixes to those ones.
This is why I can't do what you do.
And when presented with the, hey, we can keep what we've got now that we just fixed, or we can argue over this the rest of the day. Guess what most people decided?
To shit 62 pounds.
They're like, well, we're not doing. They're like, I'm good with bylaws. Let's just move on.
No, my God, dude.
Which
I can't
pissed
even.
off some people,
I'm going to take
but-
this moment to remind everybody that this episode and this show is brought to you by Rabbit Eye Wine, the best blueberry wine in all of Georgia. Go out, rabbiteyewine.com, get your Rabbit Eye Wine, and get drunk with us every Thursday night.
And if you would like your product sponsored here so that we don't have to keep saying Rabbit Eye Wine repetitively, reach out to Jake.
I much prefer to say Rabbit Eye Wine repetitively.
Rabbit Eye Wine.
I like
It
that.
makes you pee blue.
If you would like to sponsor this show, you are welcome to reach out to us at Liberty Live.
Look at this guy.
Look at that dude.
Oh, yes. That's doom scrolling right there at its finest.
Dude, he looks like Stephen Hawking. Who is this guy?
I was about to say that's a very Stephen Hawking look.
Oh my God.
Hey, there's Ted Cruz.
Yeah, that was really bad. Let's see.
Is it good or bad that I don't know most of the people in this room?
Do you know who that
I know
is?
this
You know
one.
who that is?
Yeah,
There we
that
go.
one.
Okay, so now we have a hint at what the white suits stand for.
Ah,
I told you it was probably something the Democrats were doing.
Of course, it's something the Democrats
It's
are doing.
always.
Do you think you can get the Republicans to all dress the same? Give me a break.
they'll have red
No.
ties.
If you pitched it right, you probably could.
Look at that. No one's wearing a mask. There's a variant coming this fall, y'all.
If
Yeah,
you tell the
leadership
Republicans
poll.
they're going to get a chizza after, then they would listen. I think.
Yeah, that's fair. Look at this dude over here on the left. He is lounging.
Oh, the guy in the blue suit. Nice.
Oh boy. Why is this so depressing to watch all these dum-dums smiling?
This is making me believe that lizard people exist.
Because this is what Empire's Falling looks like.
Oh,
This
hallelujah.
is what it looks like when empires fall. So
Someone needs to wash off that lens. Got a lot of lens flare right there.
Biden is on the fourth step. Everybody, the fourth step.
I think that was Kamala's body double. It did not look like Kamala Harris.
Those are some ears.
Those are some eyes.
That looks like Dobby as a human.
That is a lizard person. That is a lizard person. Look at him.
There we go.
it
Yeah,
definitely does
he
look
looks
a
like
lizard
he is about to curl up on some warm cement.
Freaking Jill.
Dr. Jill.
There we go. There's your president. There's your president right there.
What? No. It's Obama.
Okay.
Obama's definitely the president.
Mm.
I just figured it was like Jake Sullivan running things.
Do you think their arms get tired after all the clapping?
Oh, don't worry. There's a pharmacy right across the street. This guy's just for that.
Yeah, the cocaine
did I-
does that. I think actually.
Mr. Speaker,
Here we go.
President's cabinet.
Oh my God! How many more people have to be introduced in this stupid thing?
Dude, you have all these useless people. That's what they
There we go.
live
There's
for,
the
is
troll,
being
Jamie
useless
Allen.
and showing up.
I stopped caring about the
MTG.
State of the Union address around the time I stopped caring about the Academy Awards.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Yeah,
To
but
another-
Alden, we have to do this so that because that's our job being in media is now we comment on these things.
Now we comment on these things. So we're going to comment on this while that gets sorted out. 105 pounds of weed seized during traffic stop on I-20. Police say
That's
in
amateur
Douglas-
shit.
That's two
In Douglas
panda
County.
shits.
That's amateur.
2-pound panda shits. It's in Douglasville, Georgia. I just wanted to highlight the fact that the police stole 105 pounds of medicinal earth-grown herbs from everyday citizens.
You think
literally the only reason that I
think
put
they were delivering to Zach? And the reason he's
That's why
not
he's
on is
not
that he's
here.
hiding?
Yeah, his dealer got popped.
Oh no! Wait, is one of these guys Zach in disguise? I feel like the right guy, this guy over here on the right, could definitely be Zach.
I feel so much safer now that these guys are off the street. They look like absolute menaces.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sad at this point in time. I did actually, I think it'll come out this Monday on the Free Georgia podcast. I did a podcast with Joe King, who got in trouble with the sheriff's department up in Catoosa County, in Georgia.
Wow, you must be joking.
For selling.
Joking.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I'm aware. Somebody made that joke last week. Y'all need to shut up.
Did he name his son Sofa?
Yeah, he got in trouble for selling hemp infused CBD products with point, the legal limit, 0.3% THC, I believe, is what it is in CBD products. And the reason that the cops said that he got that it was illegal was because they used the wrong test kit to test the edible.
Okay.
Then they were told this by the manufacturer of the test kit, and they said, "Nope, we don't care. We're still gonna sue this guy and take him to court."
Oh, God.
You can't expect cops to be honest.
Yep, and they did this with a few people around Fort Oglethorpe, which is a town just on the. I think Alden might be.
I'm gonna be living like 5 minutes from there now.
There you go. Yeah.
There you
So
go. So
keep hearing.
Mago.
It's all these nightmare stories coming out of North Georgia with like sheriff's offices. And
Oh,
shit.
great. You tell me now.
His name is Sausage.
We
Sausage.
close on our
Why
house
didn't you
in like a
stay on?
week.
Why didn't you stay on the Tennessee side?
Say where?
Are you crossing the border or are you staying on the
Yeah.
Tennessee side?
He's
Yeah,
crossing the
we're-
border.
Yeah.
It's so he did the math and he said, what, it would take you 13 years.
It would be like over a
make up the
decade
financials. Yeah.
of income to make up for the home price gap based on the state
Yeah.
taxes.
That's how much
Just
cheaper
by
it is to buy a
crossing
house
the-
in Georgia. Yeah.
But you
But-
also need to factor in the price of the weed that you're going to be buying.
Because it just went up.
I'm a lightweight, man. It doesn't take much for me. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
alcohol's another story.
Fortunately, y'all, tonight I didn't have. There's one big topic that I do want to talk about after we watch the first, I don't know what, 15 minutes of this dumb speech.
Till he passes out.
Till he passes. Okay, so the first 5 minutes of this speech. There is
Till he gets his warm milk and goes to bed.
I would very much like to talk about one thing. So we'll get to that. But I guess
The birds and the bees.
we'll get back to this because he's got to be coming in at some point, right? Like, this is,
You would think.
No.
he was supposed to start 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, the amphetamines take some time to kick in.
Yeah. He's still stirring his Metamucil. It's going to be a minute.
If he's a better figurehead than his son, he'll make it past 12 steps.
Past 12.
That was so good, man. That was like high level comedy.
It was a slow burn.
Yeah, I don't think Zane still gets it. I don't think Zane understands what you just said. Can you explain it step by step?
Step by step.
Yeah, there we go. I was just going to say the addiction recovery is the 12-step program.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funnier now that you explained it.
Okay.
Addiction is 12.
Pocahontas.
Gallows is 13.
Yeah, Pocahontas is there. I mean, who's the designated survivor tonight? Do we know?
The what?
The designated survivor?
Of what, the
No idea.
vaccines?
There's
Or?
one person in the cabinet. There's one
They has
person
to
in the
go
cabinet
sit-
who doesn't
yeah.
attend the State of the Union in case a bomb or something hits the.
Oh, this gotcha.
There's
Yeah.
literally an entire Jack Bauer style TV show based around.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because somehow, even if everyone dies, they'll just call Dick Cheney and he'll just run things. So.
Exactly.
I can't believe that man's still
There
alive.
he goes. There he goes.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Or one of his doubles.
One of his doubles. The original's been dead for years.
So is this
Well, you can see
earlobe
just-
connected
sure.
or earlobe
His
separated,
face looks
Joe?
so
These are
fake,
connected
y'all.
earlobes.
This is connected, Joe. Okay.
I don't even see whites in his eyes. I just see. Oh, I see a little bit of white, but I just
A
see
little bit of
black.
white. But y'all,
He looks like he's wearing a Joe Biden mask.
Well.
it's like he's wearing a tuba. I have mine around here somewhere.
You should put it on.
I don't know where I put it though. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Dude, he looks
How are we-
terrible. He looks like a cadaver.
Someone's pulling him away like a
Dog
dog
face
on a
pony
leash.
soldier. Like a dog faced pony soldier.
Dog face funny.
But he says, this doesn't look
This
like
is
my living room.
disturbing. This is the
I've
stuff
never-
of nightmares.
This is embarrassing. Okay, first of all, it's embarrassing that he's the president, but it's also embarrassing that all these people are trying desperately to get 10 seconds of FaceTime with him as he's walking up to the podium. Like, get a grip.
I don't see any color in his eyes at all. Like,
Oh my
I just
gosh!
see
Yeah.
black.
You got what is it? Yeah, that guy in Austria that's like in his early 40s, looks great, talks great. You got Bukele. I know I mispronounced that, from El Salvador.
You got Malay.
Malay.
Malay, Afuera.
I mean, hell, even Justin Trudeau for that matter. Like,
Heck yes.
I mean,
Anybody
these
with
guys
this-
are like young,
Fidel
viable
the
men that
second.
could run a business if they weren't the chief executor.
Wow,
guys,
let's
those
not
big-
give Trudeau that.
Some quack says so much makeup. Agreed.
Honestly,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It
I don't think
a cadaver.
Trudeau could run the I don't think Trudeau could run the cash register at McDonald's if it wasn't for his daddy's name letting him take over
Yeah, no kidding.
the government in Canada. But
Yeah, some quack. You're totally right. I mean, so much makeup. It looks like
What was the law they just passed?
look at MTG decked out, top to bottom, in red,
she's right
With
next to him.
MAGA
She
hat.
sat right on the aisle.
holding up little buttons that say something stupid. I'm sure. Let's see. The contouring is why he looks different each time. It's all over the place. I'm so glad we have somebody who actually knows about this kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that
None of
sorcery.
y'all know anything about makeup.
Makeup contouring changes your earlobes? I didn't know that. That's funny.
It's some sort of sorcery.
Thank you, Sumquack. I appreciate it. Oh gosh, he just looks so bad. Did somebody just say you're gonna save democracy? Someone just said you're gonna save
What?
democracy.
Oh my god.
Ooh, okay. MTG's holding up a button that says Lake and Riley.
Ooh,
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm
spicy.
on board with that.
it says say her name.
Oh,
Oh,
you just said say her name, Mr. President.
And he didn't.
Wow.
Look at Schumer just behind him, like.
Oh my gosh, y'all, this just takes forever. Why do people watch this stuff? Why do people watch
I don't
this?
know.
Because he might, I don't know, maybe he shits himself. That'd be
I can't-
hilarious.
Believe I'm saying this, but I think I'd rather do my taxes than watch this.
It is that time of year. We're due in a month,
Yeah,
y'all.
just
Tax
did
season.
mine. I owe $11.
Nice.
I will be probably owed money. So I'm very excited about that.
Next year I'll be owed money.
Look how terrible he looks right there. Oh my gosh. His entire eyes were black.
I told you there's no color in those eyes.
He's a demon.
He's a demon, or at least
Mike
the
Fowler
demon
says
moved in at
dangerous
some
move
point.
by his handlers. That cocktail of drugs he's on to stay coherent can't last forever.
Yeah, they better get him up there quick.
You are
You
darn
don't know if
right.
he's got like a drip or something, or what they've got him shot up on. But yeah,
It's not a
You cannot-
colostomy bag. It's an IV tucked under his suit. Yeah.
but really, like you can't tell with his eyes; they're just black.
Look at all these losers trying to
Lifeless
take selfies
eyes.
with a dead
Black
man.
eyes. Like a doll's eye.
Let me take a selfie with the walking corpse.
Yeah,
Oh
I feel
my
like
God.
it's disrespectful to take selfies with the dead.
Yeah, I thought you weren't supposed to take selfies at funerals.
I didn't think vampires had reflections.
Oh my gosh, this is so sad. Yeah. And we tuned in too early yet again.
How much did they pay these people to feign interest in him walking down the aisle?
Right?
Millions.
My
Well,
God.
you have to remember these are all a bunch of lizard people also, so they kind of know he's a part of the club. Oh, look, the turtle appeared.
Turtle. We're going to take a break from this and go look at something else real quick.
We'll come back in 10 minutes and he'll be like
How is
two people
MTG
further.
allowed to wear a baseball cap in there? Like, where's the decorum?
I don't
Good
know.
question.
Is Fatterman wearing his hoodie?
I
Yeah,
thought I
there
saw
we go.
someone
Okay,
in, like,
so I guess we can thank him for breaking decorum.
Now it is my great honor to introduce the President of the United States,
we hear this?
President Joe Biden.
Yes.
yeah, a little bit.
How do I turn it up?
Oh, tell Zach to turn it
Thank
up.
you, Secretary Buttigieg.
Well, for those who couldn't hear that, this is Joe Biden thanking Secretary Buttigieg by calling him Booty Juice, which was a nomination for Drunkard of the Week, but didn't win. Sorry, Steven, didn't win.
Honorary mention.
We'll get to, it's going to take a full another minute before this actually happens. So we're going to actually watch Drunkard of the Week. So let's do it. If I can actually get this thing done on time.
I am not fucking drunk.
Well, 19th are blue.
Every pretty girl deserves to go to a ball.
This is
Gotcha.
everything about it's a clam. I love it.
I gotta be honest with you, I feel like I'm a little bit too drunk to stand up.
On Zane, asshole.
I'm drunk right now.
I always laugh at the Washington line. It just gets me every time.
All right. So this is John Kerry being grilled about
John Kerry.
Yes, about climate change and Russia. It's just so stupid.
Like
the
John Kerry,
Western
John Kerry?
sanctions are affecting global efforts to fight climate change and achieve commitments under the Paris Agreement. Thank you so much.
No, I don't, because I believe that Russia has the ability to be able to make enormous changes if it really wanted to. I mean, if Russia has the ability to wage a war illegally and invade another country, they ought to be able to find the effort to be responsible in the climate issue. Unfortunately, because of the actions that Russia took in an unprovoked, illegal war against another nation, we have not been engaged in discussions with Russia, sadly. I say sadly because it's a loss for the world not to be able to have Russia acting constructively on this issue. But we need every country, including Russia. Russia is one of the largest emitters in the world. If Russia wanted to show good faith, they could go out and announce what their reductions are going to be and make a greater effort to reduce emissions now. And maybe that would open up the door for people to feel better about what Russia is choosing to do at this point in time.
I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
Is it just me, or does John Kerry remind you of Statler and Waldorf?
He's looking rough these days.
He's looking rough. Our drunkard of the week is John Kerry for saying that people would feel better about the war in Ukraine if Russia would just basically take responsibility for their carbon emissions. That's basically what he just said.
Well,
yeah, they're one of the largest emitters.
Yeah, they're one of the largest emitters of carbon dioxide that there is. But we got to move on. Here we go.
Oh, is he at the mic?
He's at the mic.
He's at the mic.
Good
We can
evening.
finally start.
If I were smart, I'd go home now.
Oh my God!
That's actually funny.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, members of Congress, my fellow Americans. In January 1941, Franklin Roosevelt came to this chamber to speak to the nation, and he said, "I address you at a moment unprecedented in the history of the Union. Hitler was on the march. War was raging in Europe. President Roosevelt's purpose was to wake up Congress and alert the American people that this was no ordinary time. Freedom and democracy were under assault in the world. Tonight,
That's their
I
favorite
come
line.
to this same chamber to address the nation. Now, it's we who face an unprecedented moment in the history of the Union. And yes, my purpose tonight is to wake up Congress and alert the American people that this is no ordinary moment either. Not since President Lincoln and the Civil War have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today.
You want to get into Lincoln
What
and
makes our moment rare
description?
is the freedom and democracy
You know,
are under attack
slaughter
both
of
at home
600,000
and
Americans.
overseas.
You know.
At the very same time. Overseas, Putin of Russia is on the march.
Putin of Russia.
Sowing chaos throughout Europe and beyond. If anybody in this room thinks Putin will stop at Ukraine, I assure you he will not.
He literally said he would multiple times. There's no interest in other places.
Also, this is like Heisenberg's uncertainty Ukraine thing, right?
There we
like,
go.
he's getting his ass kicked in Ukraine, and yet he's going to
Now,
take over.
where is the
Europe.
cause chaos outside of Ukraine?
Ukraine can stop Putin.
Where's their chaos
if we
anywhere but
stand
Ukraine?
with Ukraine
Because of that war.
and provide the weapons.
Well, remember that one time that Ukraine put a missile into Poland? That was chaos.
Oh, I remember that.
I think a couple people died.
That is all. That is all Ukraine is asking. They're
Transnistria.
not asking for American soldiers. There are no American soldiers in Ukraine, and I'm
That's
determined
better. That
to
makes
keep it that
more
way.
sense.
But now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. Wasn't long ago.
Our world leadership.
Everyone knows that.
Ronald Reagan
Everyone knows we can't walk away
Mr.
from our
Gorbachev,
because Biden
tear
can't
down
walk.
this wall.
Tear down this wall. I got to get another drink for this. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Russia, let the Rothschilds in.
Now
I mean, at least we lost one. You know,
former Republican president tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote. A former president actually said that, bowing
Who
down
said
to a
that?
Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's
Dick Cheney.
unacceptable.
is that a real quote? Did Trump actually say that? Look at cackles standing up.
I don't know.
Today, we only tell Xi Jinping, do whatever the hell you want.
Hey, we clean American cities up
The
for him.
military alliance of democratic nations created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today, we've made NATO stronger than ever. Welcome Finland to the alliance last year.
Finland, not
He looks
Finland.
more and more like
Sweden
Jeff
officially
Dunham's
joined,
dummy
and their minister is here tonight.
every time he gets in front of a microphone.
Even that is spot
Dude,
on,
he
man. That
does.
is so good.
Oh my god. I also need another drink.
Not Finland. You guys remember that South Park? You remember that one?
Which one?
Where they got all the space money and they nuked Finland because Finland was going to tell the space cops, Finland, not
I
Finland.
say this to Congress. We have to stand.
Ah.
Send me a bipartisan national security bill History is literally watching. History is watching. The United States
History
walks
is
away.
watching, y'all.
It
Watch
will
out.
put Ukraine at risk. Europe is at risk. The free world will be at risk, emboldening others to do what they wish to do us harm. My message to President Putin, who I've known for a long time, is simple. We will not walk away.
Kamala is a loser. He stands at every single thing
We
that
will
he
not
says.
bow down.
Trump says, how long until we find out that they brought in a Nazi to sit in the audience?
There we go.
Wow,
In a
Pelosi is
literal
terrible.
sense, history is watching. History is watching.
Why is that his line for the night?
Just like history watched 3 years ago on January 6th.
Oh my
When
God.
insurrectionists stormed this very Capitol and placed a dagger to the throat of American
Insurrection
democracy.
drink.
Placed a dagger at the throat of American
They
democracy.
didn't have any daggers, though.
saw
That's
with
the
our
issue
own
with that
eyes.
one. They had no
The
weapons.
insurrectionists were not
One guy
patriots.
had zip ties.
They'd come to stop the peaceful
Oh,
transfer
no.
of power, to overturn the will of the people. January 6th lied
To overturn?
about the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S.
Didn't Massey
democracy
say he was bringing
since the
Assange's
Civil
brother
War.
as his guest?
But they
he?
failed.
That's what Massey tweeted.
America
I'm gonna look
stood.
that up.
America
Showing
stood
that once again,
strong,
Massey's the best
and
in that
democracy
entire
prevailed.
group of.
We must be honest. The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor and
Yeah.
some of you here.
You must
very
defend the
good
threat to
about
democracy.
I will not do that. This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
Tackle stands up again.
Hashtag not my president.
How many people said that? Like, how many of these dum-dums said, hashtag not my president when speaking about
As
Trump?
I've done,
Right.
Now they're all
You
cheering.
will not divide us.
Idiots.
I ask
All
all of you
hypocrites,
without
every
regard to
single one.
party to join together and defend democracy. Remember your oath of office of defending against all threats, foreign and domestic.
But
There
not
we go.
defending foreign
domestically.
countries from
Respect
foreign
free and fair
threats.
elections, restore trust in our institutions, and make clear political violence has absolutely no place in America, zero place.
Oh, where is the guy who threw a shoe at George Bush when you need him?
My understanding is he's doing well.
It's not. It's not hyperbole.
Scott Horton had him on his
Yes,
show not that long
history
ago.
is watching.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yes,
We're watching.
through a
Your
translator.
children and
But
grandchildren will read
yeah, that
about
dude
this day and
reappeared.
what we do.
he did a
Really?
little bit of time
History is
over there, and
watching
then he got
another
released
assault
and
on
went back to
freedom.
his family and has been
Joining
doing
us
all
tonight
right.
is Latoya
Wow.
Beasley, a social worker from Birmingham,
No
Alabama.
one is going to tell
14
their
months
grandchildren
ago.
about what Joe
14
Biden
months
does.
ago, she and her husband welcomed
No,
a baby
not gonna
girl
happen.
thanks to the miracle of IVF.
His grandchildren won't.
She scheduled treatments to have that second child. The Alabama Supreme Court shut down IVF treatments across the state, unleashed by a Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade. She was told her dream would have to wait
Alabama just passed a law today, dummy.
unless Congress acts. It could happen again. So tonight,
The horse
let's
messenger
is
get
shielding
hasn't
like
gotten to
her,
him.
the
so my
IVF
friends
treatment
across
centers
town
from
don't
legal
keep this
reciprocity.
waiting any longer. Guarantee the right to AVF.
That entire statement was neutered 18 hours ago.
No
And no
one's
one
told
update
him.
this man.
I
No.
also love the immense mental gymnastics that he's trying to do by saying that letting people have do IVF is the reason why we need national abortion protections in order so that people can have more babies.
It's
Vice
wild.
President
That is
Harris
such
for
a
being
weird-
an incredible leader defending
Sounds
reproductive freedom and so much more.
Not one of them thinks that she's a good leader. Not one.
My
Not one.
predecessor came
What?
to office determined to see Roe v. Wade overturned. He's the reason it was overturned, and he brags about it. Look at the chaos
I
that
heard.
has
Yeah,
resulted.
the chaos.
Join us
You had
tonight
a
is
week
Kate
of
Cox.
chaos.
Wait,
The
Trump
wife
is the
and
reason
mother
Roe
of
v.
Dallas.
Wade was overturned?
She's become
Isn't
pregnant
that
again
a Supreme
and had a
Court
fetus with a
decision?
fatal condition.
There's
Yeah,
9
but
people on the
Trump-
front row that did that,
Their
bro.
own life.
Yeah, well, Trump appointed what, 3 of them?
Children in the future
2
were
of
at
them.
risk
3 of them?
if she didn't act. Because Texas
Gorsuch,
law,
Coney
banned her
Barrett,
ability to
and
act. Kate and her husband had
what's
to
his
leave the
name?
state to get what she needed.
Yeah,
But her
the
family
guy that no
got
one
through
liked.
should have never
Yeah.
happened as well.
Non-rapist.
But it's happening in too many others.
Yeah, whatever his
There are
name is.
state
Wow.
laws banning the freedom
I
to
saw that.
choose, criminalizing doctors, forcing survivors of
And
rape
they're
and
always
incest
forced
to
on
leave
this
their
abortion
states
stuff
to get the
to
treatment they need.
hold up the most
Many of you
extreme
in this
examples
chamber
imaginable.
and my predecessor
Where
are
in a
promising
country
to
of
pass a
300
national
million
ban on reproductive
people,
freedom.
I'm sure you can find
My God,
some people that would be justified in getting an abortion. And then they're like, this is why we have to have abortion available on demand up until birth.
At the
sometimes
taxpayer
after
expense.
Yes, at the taxpayer
Yeah.
expense is the big thing.
Excuse me, electoral or political power.
Oh, dang it. He
You're
stumbled
about to
over
realize
his words.
just how much you're right about that.
We missed it.
Look at that. The
Just like
entire
trailed
Supreme
off
Court.
there.
Yeah. Resting justice face is not amused.
They're gonna get him on that next time he comes to them. They're gonna tell him to F off.
Those bragging about overturning Roe v. Wade have no clue about the power of women, but they found out.
Is he talking about the power of
was on the
women?
ballot. We won in 2022.
How long
We
have you
won
been
again.
talking about
We
Roe v.
win
Wade?
again
know
in
about the power of women.
2024.
If they want them to give birth.
Seriously, we've been talking about Roe v. Wade for like 10 minutes.
That's the only thing they've really got.
If you, the American people, send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
Why haven't you done it already?
You can't do it because the Supreme
Exactly.
Court says
That's not how that works, dude.
The same thing
you've
that
been struck
that
down on it. You can't pass a law on it. You have to amend the
Oh my
Constitution.
god.
All right, I'm going to let our
Eighth grade
audience
civics,
decide.
bro.
For the next 3 minutes, y'all can tell me if y'all want us to keep watching this or move on to our one or two other topics that we have for the night.
Let's discuss other things. This is mind-numbing.
We could leave and come back in 5 minutes, and it'll still be Roe v. Wade. So
Yeah, let's go talk about something, then we'll come back and see where he's at.
Okay, I'll
These
keep it
things
running.
just-
I'll keep it running, but we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
It took more
These
than
things
1
just make
million
me
Americans.
angry, man.
All right. So the thing that I really want to talk about, let me pull it up here.
Is it Roe v. Wade? Because I don't know if
Is
I've
it
gotten
defending
enough
democracy?
Yeah.
Some quack says, keep watching this, but zoomed in on Kamala's neck. All right. I want to talk about the possibility of RFK being on the Libertarian ticket. So this is Angela McArdle, chair of the LNC, talking on News Nation about this possibility. Just, I think, yesterday, day
As
before.
VP or P?
President.
VP.
Would you consider him the favorite at this point in time?
No, I don't think that we have any favorites right now. And that's not a knock against him. You know, we have a very ornery group of delegates. They're very interested in finding the best, most principled messenger, someone who represents us ideologically. And we also
Ideologically.
people who are very focused on ballot access. And of course, having Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as our candidate would absolutely seal ballot access for us. But it's not decided yet.
Right. So he's a Kennedy, obviously. Democratic name, Democratic, obviously the legendary Democratic name. Here's what he told Elizabeth Vargas during the town hall with News Nation in the middle of last year. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
My plan is to win this election, and I don't have a plan B.
Okay.
He said he didn't have a plan B, and clearly he does because he left.
We're still talking about Roe v. Wade.
Are you? Do you worry at all that he could potentially simply just use the Libertarian Party for the ballot access?
I mean, define worry and define use. I think that
And ballot
if he
and
became
access.
our
Depends on what the
nominee, there
definition
would be
of
an
is.
understanding with us that he doesn't 100% represent us ideologically. He is getting ballot access by using our name and branding.
Does she have the
And
book
in
Wicked
return, we
behind
are
her?
securing ballot access for the future.
Yeah, it looks
And,
like.
whether or
Like
not
World
it's
War Z.
for better or worse,
And
we
World
would
War
also
Z,
be
it looks
potentially
like.
unlocking some federal funding. So it's really,
Some high
if that happens, it's going to have to be a conscious decision of the delegates. and a mutually beneficial relationship.
All right. So that was Angela McArdle, who I voted for LNC chair.
I did too.
You know what I learned there is
What?
that RFK is a Kennedy. Did you know that?
that
changes things.
Pretty terrible. I mean,
I thought Kennedy started with a C.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't have thought. Yeah.
So
it's funny.
The question.
I changed my opinion now.
I didn't care for this whatsoever. I didn't like her entertaining the idea. She's part of the Mises Caucus. The Mises Caucus was all about returning principle to the Libertarian Party. I like Angela a lot. I interviewed her for my movie and we got along great. I think she's very good chair. I don't care for entertaining the idea at all of RFK joining the Libertarian ticket for president.
She made it clear there it's a decision of the delegates. Now she's playing nice on there, but also like in some of her communication today, she's also kind of been like, look, that's what the media is hounding me on is RFK, RFK, RFK. So I have to, kind of say like, well, there's a process to it, and the process would be convincing the delegates, which she said from the beginning, I don't think you're going to do that, and I don't think you're going to do that. So,
yeah.
I don't think it was handled in the best. I don't think she maybe phrased it in the best ways, but I know she's not behind it, the idea. But she's
selling it. She's saying we're getting attention because she's leaving it so open-ended, but she's blatantly telling the guy it's not my choice. Even if I want him in there, it's up to the delegates, dude. That's not how we work.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the guy was asking her, could this happen? And she was like, well, it could technically happen.
So is the Democratic Party aborting RFK?
He left it.
What's the headline here? Also, how would you feel if he was, instead of on the primary ticket for president, how would you feel if he was VP?
That's even
Does
worse.
that change things?
He
Does it
wouldn't
really?
do
It's
VP.
worse.
He doesn't work as VP.
Yeah, he wouldn't work
as a VP.
He wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't be able to make those. No, his campaign wouldn't work if he was VP.
Why so? What, really?
Oh, absolutely not. He has to what he's proposing to do. He has to be in charge. He would not get along with it. Let's just say we had a very principled libertarian in there.
Right.
They would not get along.
No, on a lot of topics, I would think. Yeah.
He would not be able to do basically any of the things that he wants to do.
Well, so one of the latest memes. Okay, so obviously, medical freedom, that's something we're big on too. We are simpatico on that alone.
Right.
The latest meme that's going around, what I see on his Facebook thing, is talking about how multinational corporations own a certain percentage of our single family housing in the nation. Elect me president and I'll get the corporations out of the single family housing business. And I'm like,
and replace
you're going to replace it with government? You're going to nationalize housing now?
I could fix that issue too, but it would just require ending the Federal Reserve rather than anything else.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yep. But
that would fix.
Last I checked, though, when a guy is saying, "Hey, elect me and I'll go beat that guy with a stick," that's called fascism, right?
It's somehow anti-fascist fascism. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But so in this case, I was going to say, one, does the VP fucking matter? Do they do anything? And if they don't do anything, I'd be fine with him just on the ticket for popularity purposes.
I know you know they do something, Alden. After George Bush,
that VP did everything, but that's a different story. But
there is one thing that he didn't get to do, right?
Secretary.
So there was a Scott Horton always tells a story that Cheney wanted to bomb the Russians as they were going through the mountain tunnel into South Ossetia.
Okay.
And I guess Bush put it up to a vote that Cheney's like, I guess Bush is like, all right, he wants to bomb the Russians as they go through the tunnel. Who thinks it's a good idea? And no one else thought it was a good idea besides Cheney. And it's like, all right, we're not doing that. So apparently
it sounded like the setup for a joke.
No, I'm just saying. Apparently, that wasn't all Cheney running everything. I guess maybe the Middle East, but yeah, Cheney wanted to bomb Russia.
Interesting. Well, I mean, not everybody can bat 1,000, but
Cheney did an
Cheney batted a
unprecedented
high
level.
batting average.
Unprecedented for the position. He literally took over as commander-in-chief on 9/11.
But VP is such a weird role, right? Like, because I mean, in some ways, it's either you're bringing someone in that you think is going to get a base, or that the diversity hire that you think you need to win, Joe Biden.
Or in Trump's case, the health insurance policy that you think you need.
Yeah. But really.
Yeah. I mean,
so
I just don't like the idea of him being considered at all for the ticket. I don't like him. I don't want him to show up at our convention. I don't think it's good for anybody. He's 100% not a libertarian.
I think the best thing here, the best outcome would be that if he lost in his race and then just cast his vote, sort of, PR level, just supported a libertarian, but not
endorsed the libertarian.
Yes, thank you. That's the word that I was looking for. Endorse. Like if he's just like, hey, like I lost, but I'm actually more aligned with this person over here in this other party than I am the rest of my party.
And
I think that's the best case.
When he was running as a Democrat, I know Angela was working that angle.
Oh, okay.
Was trying to try to get him over for that endorsement. When he inevitably lost at Biden in the primary, then he went.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah.
Then he went independent, and that kind of threw a wrench into that thing. But I know there was attempts in the background being made to kind of cozy up to get that endorsement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because him actually running as a libertarian wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Well, because I just learned this, he's a Kennedy.
Yeah, exactly. So that said, Angela, don't go riding in a convertible with him around Chappaquiddick.
There we go.
Yeah.
Zane,
talk to him all you want to.
Zane, you got any more
comments from the Palestinians also?
And he should only drive in cars with roofs.
There we go. Roofs.
Roofs. That's a hard plural.
Well, that's an issue, right? Right? Because if you're going through Dallas, you want a roof, but if you're in Chappaquiddick, you don't want a roof, so you can get out of the car.
Oof,
right?
But if you run for the Green Party, then you can't have a roof because you don't have AC. So,
oh my gosh, so many pitfalls in this riding in a car scenario.
It's point blank. If he gets nominated, it is a signal from our national delegates within the Libertarian Party that we are too broke to be principled anymore.
Correct. That's exactly my thought. Like,
I will be a delegate.
I'll be there. If RFK gets nominated as our candidate, I'm done with the LP. That's it.
I don't think there's any appetite from any faction of the party right now. Like there's some very small here and there, but from everything I'm seeing, there's no appetite anywhere in any substantial number.
Good.
Yeah, because
so I think this is mostly a nothing burger.
Okay,
it's a nothing pizza.
It's a nothing pizza.
Can we?
So if the goal would be to get ballot access, then what happens in the next election cycle when we still wouldn't be running RFK and then we just lose it immediately again? What happens then? So we just threw an election cycle in the garbage to get something we'd only have for 2 years in those places anyway.
There we go.
Yep. For
some quack says she didn't even think the hater brigade would go for it.
They wouldn't.
I agree.
Because they see him as an anti-vaxxer, and so they don't want anything to do with him.
That's interesting. Before we move on to the next topic, I'd like to remind everybody that this show will only be live on Libertarian Party of Georgia YouTube channel, Rumble, Twitter, and Facebook until the end of March, beginning in April. What?
I thought you were going to mention rabbit eye wine.
No, not mentioning rabbit eye wine.
Well, I just did.
Starting in April, this show will be exclusively on Peaceful Sea Productions. It'll be on the Liberty Libations channel on Rumble, which will be our primary source. So we highly recommend you go over to Rumble, subscribe to Liberty Libations. You can also go follow us on Twitter, Liberty Libation, without an F, because you can only have one on Twitter, I guess.
I like the idea of going Liberty Libations.
Yeah, but it's so hard. That's so difficult to do. Maybe we can go get that name as well, and we can point people towards the actual one.
Just own all of them.
Go follow us over there. We're going to be coming out with some merch. Hopefully by the end of the month, it's going to be fantastic. We're all going to be wearing it. I'm getting shirts and shot glasses for everybody. It's going to be great.
Shot glasses. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
total
definitely want
mercenary.
that.
Heck yeah.
When do I get my rabbit eye wine?
Yeah,
Actually,
I still need to taste this.
Will said it's in the mail, so we should be getting it very, very soon.
Okay.
All right. Next topic is
Are
it's
they
a
still
stop-
on abortion over at the State of the
I don't know what they're talking about now. But it's
Still
stop
Plan
and
B.
frisk yet again happening in New York. Basically, the governor the mayor brought in the National Guard, and they're searching everybody's bags as they come into the subway.
That seems like
Perfect.
a warrantless search.
It does seem like a warrantless search, doesn't it?
You know, they do this at like Disney if you go to get in.
So a private company on
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
private
Private
company. though.
grounds. Yeah,
Nice,
But that's
nice,
what this feels like.
Nice
Not just-
diversity in the armed guards there.
There
Good
we go.
trigger discipline.
That's what you want. You really, really just want diversity of the people who are violating your constitutional rights.
You want everyone to do it. Yeah.
That's right. As long as a rainbow climbed up my butt, it doesn't feel as bad.
I think my favorite part of this video is the fact that one of the guardsmen has a sniper rifle, despite the fact that there's no way there's a shot in there that's more than 20 yards.
In a hallway.
Well, he grew up playing GoldenEye on N64, and he can quickscope you from across the subway.
Also,
I literally
with,
just played that with Jake.
Also, with Posse Comitatus, the guardsmen actually can't do anything, right? They're basically just decorations.
Yeah, I don't really know why they're
Well,
there.
under Posse Comitatus, yes, but whatever the mayor's name is, I forget his name right now. He declared a state of emergency.
So do they have actual powers, or are
They
they?
have,
or are they
yeah,
just
National
props?
Guard now has jurisdiction in the subways.
Oh, great. Oh, that's wonderful. Woohoo.
Yeah.
I hope they fight the tunnel people. Then I don't know. Are there tunnel people to fight?
Well, that's
I
why
feel
the
like-
Jews are in the
wait,
tunnels, because the
aren't the
Gestapo's in the
Jews-
subway.
So is this happening at like all of New York, like 300 metro stations, or just the big one?
No, it's happening at very, very many of them.
Like I saw that was Grand Central, and I've been in like Grand Central once and seen like guys with AR standing there. Like that's something I've seen before. Now bag searches, that's not something. But
So they're so compliant because 3 people have died this year. Sounds like a whole lot. Sounds awful, but in a city of what, 15 million?
Yeah.
How many? It's 10 million.
So it's not just the deaths, though. So people have been getting stabbed. I know that some folks who run the counters there, who take the tickets and like payments and everything, have been slashed a few times. I know that multiple people have been shoved onto the tracks.
the
I
track
know
thing is always something it's something that happens more often than you'd like to see.
Yes, but it's nothing. From what I can gather, it's not really that much worse than it has been. Recently.
Let's address this problem head on, though, because there was a recent stat, and I remember one of the guys here on Atlanta radio in Georgia talking about this.
Yeah.
Noonan, Georgia, per capita has more crime than New York City. Okay. Noonan, Georgia is, it's suburbia. It's a good old boy town.
But are most of those crime perpetrators zombies? Because
there you go. You got Walking Dead being filmed around here. Yeah. But no, you look at it, and it's because Noonan, Georgia, actually polices their streets. You want to get in a little kerfluffle in the front of La Hacienda on the weekends. Well, guess what? You're going to jail. New York City, on the other hand, these cops have been neutered for years. They don't actually have any policing power. So many of them are unarmed. They don't even have clubs on them to defend themselves. I was listening to David Spade and Dana Carvey have a podcast together.
And
I was
hilarious podcast, by the way.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Fly on the Wall, I think it's called. But they were talking a couple of weeks ago about David Spade was talking about New York City cops have been such a joke for so long. It's like a rite of passage that once you graduate high school, you got to beat the crap out of a cop that tries to stop you on the sidewalk and run away. It's just well known that
I've also seen my fair share of New York City cops acting like tyrants as well. So
Well, and it's because of this culture that's been created because they have these stand down orders that are being passed down from the executive level of let this happen.
Yeah.
Stop wasting my time with this. The jails are overcrowded. The real problem here is that they have too many stupid laws on the books to enforce.
Yeah.
You know, hey, is there a joint in your pocket? What is that doing to disturb the public peace? Unless you're smoking it on the sidewalk in the middle of town square, nothing at all.
If you're not blowing the smoke up somebody's asshole in Times Square, it's not going to do anything.
Right. Do that in Kenosha so you can send a picture
Well, if
to the
you're
city.
doing that, then you'd just be considered a performance artist, so they'd probably just let you do it.
There you
Of
go.
course.
Yeah.
But and you know, and this is just a microcosm because it's not just New York City. It's obviously all the blue sanctuary areas. You know, your Chicago's and your San Francisco's and your LA's.
or even here in Pittsburgh, they're cutting back their night patrols and shutting off any access to the police precincts in the middle of the night. I think they only have call boxes there now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hell, I mean, half of Atlanta, you know, you call and you're like, hey, I think there's a gang at this house in front of me. And they're like, is someone dead or dying? No. Okay, we're not coming.
Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Call us when someone's dead. Yeah.
Last I checked, I was in police zone 4. You know, I think you should be coming here.
There we go.
But I mean, that's the real epidemic here is the progressive policies have crept in so much that the police are not actually policing crime anymore. There's so much that they've been told from higher ups, from their DAs, from their mayors, from their governors to stop paying attention to this.
And
they
even
would rather just go home to their families and actually have a job than worry about justice on the streets.
Before that level,
like
even.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just to say before even that level, even just what you were saying about like comparing New York City to a suburban town is just ridiculous anyway. Correct. Because like I've lived in so many different places, and I lived in a little like white high tax bullshit town in Florida, and like I got pulled over like once a fucking week because I was a bartender and I drove home at 3 a.m. and they just pulled me over every night. They made up a reason. And then I lived in Tacoma in Pierce County, Washington, and I drove 100 miles an hour because it doesn't matter because they got busier. There are other things to do. You know what I mean? Like bigger fish to fry kind of thing. To compare Tacoma to Port Orange, Florida makes no sense, even before you get into policies and things like that. And this is 2 different states, very different political cultures. And so there's even just that level of like, you're talking about, you know, 40,000 people or 400,000 people or something, or millions of people. Like every degree, it makes a huge difference. And if you're going to count all of the, like for every case that you're called on versus for every case that exists, or for every case that you are actually get there on time, there's very different things. Anyway.
Right. But that was circulating in conservative media around here in Atlanta, was that, you know, Noonan,
apparently
Georgia,
Biden went off
more crime per capita than New York City. And Noonan is just a little suburb on the outskirts of Metro Atlanta on the southwest side.
Yeah.
And then you got New York City is the metropolis. So for Noonan to have more per capita crime than a metropolis, something's going on here. And you know, I'll give you a hint. It's not that Noonan is the Gestapo.
Yeah, it's like if you call the police in New York City, they're the ones that'll call you a snitch. and I can kind of see why some people would welcome armed guards in the subway, because we already know that if they're not there, but then somebody attacks you and you defend yourself, then you're going to jail. Yeah. So I can see how somebody who isn't stupid but isn't really thinking it through all the way like we would be like, oh, what a relief that somebody is actually here with a weapon that they might be allowed to use.
You just got to find a way to legally carry, which I think I figured out a way.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I figued out a way.
Maybe don't say it on air. You know,
well, you have to be living in Pennsylvania and you have to win a particular elected office and do some training. But if you do all that, I think you can carry anywhere in the country and potentially buy machine guns.
So if you're a U.S. Marshal,
my gosh, Nick,
is it the constable? Yeah. You were talking about this a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
I'm still exploring this idea, but yeah, the office of constable here, I think, because I found some obscure references back like on forums back in the early 2000s, also of cases of someone who was elected that office was in New York City carrying, and they arrested him and got thrown out because he had police powers to be carrying anywhere in the country.
Interesting. Okay.
Because of the reciprocity that he can carry anywhere in the. Yeah, so I think I found some loopholes here that, it's a very weird position because you literally just work for yourself and you don't report to anyone.
Yeah.
But like it's considered a police position, and therefore I think you can buy machine guns. I think we missed a quote from Biden in this. Anybody want to hop on Air Force One with me and go to Toronto, Berlin, or Moscow? Or well, maybe not Moscow, but maybe Moscow. Bring your prescription, and I promise you, I can get the same drug from the same company for 40% of the price.
Oh,
what?
My gosh!
What
I
is
love
happening?
it when he doesn't stick to the script.
Maybe
He
not
also-
Moscow,
he
but
also
maybe
said
Moscow.
that our education system is the best in the world.
By what metric?
But then he also said that he didn't want to send his kid into the concrete jungle when it was being integrated.
Oh, that's crazy.
That was Senator Biden.
So surprising.
Yeah.
All right, we'll listen to a couple more minutes of this and riff on him some more, and then we'll go to some funny videos so we're not leaving this show depressed.
And then I'm going to make corn dogs.
Begins to pay their fair
Who's fine with
share.
that?
Also want to end tax breaks for big pharma, big oil, private jets, massive executive pay.
Oh,
One's only
ending
supposed
tax
to
breaks
$1
for
million,
big pharma.
$1 million
What a
will be
concept.
deducted.
What a concept.
They can pay
And big
if
jets.
they want, but deduct
Big
$1
jets.
billion.
PJs.
End it now. There are 1,000
End it
billionaires in
now.
America. You know what the average federal tax is for those billionaires? No. They're making great sacrifices, 8.2%. That's far less than the vast majority of Americans pay.
So make everybody else pay less.
Billionaires should
I was
pay a
what
lower
surprised
federal
no
tax
one,
rate
he
than a
has no
teacher, a
clue how to do
sanitation worker, or a nurse.
Yeah, sorry, they spend more money daily than all those billionaires have. Well, maybe not
No
daily.
billionaire should pay a
Because
lower
if there's
tax rate than a teacher,
there's 1,000 billionaires, then you're
sanitation worker, or
talking.
a nurse.
Well, it's like when they say that these billionaires are paying such a low tax rate, it's because they're including unrealized gains as income.
Yes, that's exactly right. They haven't cashed in any stock. Yeah.
Which,
So-
friendly neighborhood reminder, property taxes are a tax on unrealized capital gains.
There we go.
That's a good point, actually.
Property
So
tax.
every conservative that gets elected to your local tax assessor or board of commissioners that doesn't move to reduce and or abolish property taxes, unknowingly supports a tax on unrealized capital gains.
Of all of the taxes, it's my least favorite.
Yes.
I think it's the most damaging.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
100%. It's the least human. It's inhumane.
It's the thing that pushes
You
old
can
people
never
out of their
own
homes.
anything. Yeah, you can never own anything because
If you can't own the land that you're standing on, you can't own anything.
If anyone here tries to cut Social Security, Medicare, or raise
Yeah.
the retirement age, I will.
Sometimes she's awesome. Sometimes she's just a complete different.
If anyone
Who?
here
Oh, my
tries to cut Social Security or Medicare or raise the retirement age, I will stop you. Wow.
He can say that, but when the laws of mathematics stop you in 10 years, there's not going to be.
Yeah, I was
anything
gonna say,
Sorry,
it's-
last time we're running at $1 trillion every $1 trillion added to the deficit every 100 days right now. I think I saw.
Wow.
He just
So
said we
that's-
can cut the
that's
budget,
reaching.
but you can't touch 70% of it.
Like we are, and maybe just because I was listening to, the economics podcast and Bitcoin shows and stuff today that, let's remember exponentials, right? It's all gradually then suddenly. And we're getting very close to where that suddenly portion has to happen.
Yes.
Where,
It's wild to think that international reporters are watching this and they're going to show it in their native countries, and people are going to watch all this crap in their local news tomorrow. It's really depressing.
It's
this is what dying empires look like.
Yeah.
They look like Joe Biden shitting his pants on stage.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
62 pounds, yeah.
Seriously, if I'm an upper middle class guy in Mexico City right now and I'm watching this speech, I'm going, you know what? I'm going to go fly to New York next weekend. I'm going to get my debit card for 10 grand. Then I'm going to go down to Texas. I'm going to get an envelope full of cash, and I'm going to come back home.
There we go. He just said one of his famous lines. No, I'm not joking. He says that all the freaking time, y'all.
You just
notice all the Democrats are snickering like they've got some kind of inside joke. Look at Kamala. I mean, like,
well, yeah, cackles is always.
He just said Snickers.
What the crap just happened, Stephen?
That's a weird little synchronicity.
At the end of your bill, they're there without your knowledge.
10% fewer Snickers. What is happening?
What is he talking about?
$32 to $8.
Dude, they used to be able to drug him up and keep him coherent, and like he's starting to like really stumble and slur everything together.
Have you seen
I mean,
Dana Carvey's?
He's doing his usual routine about inflation being the fault of greedy corporations, which is stupid, but I don't think that it's any more stupid than it's been before.
It's just as stupid as it always is.
But I want to know what Dana Carvey thing. What were you talking about?
The Dana Carvey impression of Biden that he did on the Two Bears, One Cave or whatever, and he was like the mausoleum of the independence, and he just was doing all crazy words or whatever. But he got to the thing where he's like, it's not a joke. Like when he's doing I'm not kidding. Like because he always does that, and it was part of his routine.
Oh man. There's a guy on the radio here in Atlanta, Tim Andrews. He does really good impersonations. He had a great one of Barney Frank back in the day, and so there was a rock station, and they called themselves the Regular Guys. But anytime he was going into his Barney Frank voice, they would play "It's Raining Men" in the background. It just made it so much funnier.
Okay, did you see what he's talking about now? He's literally standing up there bragging about how he's going to propose regulations to make Ticketmaster tell you what the total price is going to be up front. And it's like, I thought you were the president of the United States, not my dad.
That was. I guarantee you, dollars to donuts, dude. Taylor Swift was like, "I will endorse you
100%
if you fix Ticketmaster in your State of the Union."
Look,
Wow.
I will say. The hidden fees on Ticketmaster are abhorrent.
Yeah, but should the president be addressing this?
It says you're going to pay $35 per ticket. And then when you go to checkout, it's $267 because there's $200 in hidden fees.
Yeah, so, suck it up, Buttercup.
Look, if there's one thing, if there's only one thing that I want him to do, it's fix Ticketmaster. And
that's what I want. Yeah.
Everything else he can stop doing. But that's
if you think that sucks, just try to buy a hotel in Savannah, Georgia.
Good night, Grumpy.
Buy a hotel room.
Buy a hotel room in Savannah, Georgia, because it's with all the taxes they passed in the last year or so. It basically doubles the fees of the room.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I hate when you get that. It's like you're adding it like 50% of the cost of the room just in Texas.
Yes.
And it sucks that like
it's happening with
Airbnb. Our culture here is that they don't include the taxes in the price of anything, so it's always a surprise on how much you actually owe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, I hate that. All right, I'm done watching this. Let's watch 3 funny videos and get the heck out of here.
Are they about abortion?
None of them are about abortion from what I remember. This first one, hang on, let me zoom in on it real quick. There we go. All right, this first one is a reporter in Norway. You're not going to be able to understand a word that he's saying, but you're going to get the gist.
Det står en av norske fiskere. Jeg tror det uværet som insisterer på å være hovedattraksjonen. Det bare å holde seg fast. Det flyr på huset.
He says it's is that a fish? That scream.
Giant fish just smacked him right in the face.
Right in the middle of him saying it's 60% chance of rain and mostly sunny.
All right. So for this next one, this isn't a gimmick. Please, I'm begging you that once the reporter stops talking, close your eyes and tell me that this is not Mickey Mouse talking to you.
Okay.
Through this girl.
You're putting your mind to it. You know exactly what to do indoors. How was that for you?
Oh,
it was amazing. I mean, all running so fast, multiple running in the 50s, so I knew I had to go out fast. I'd look in front of me, so I wanted to be in front, and I could hear halfway through, so I was like, okay, this is good, now we keep going, and this crowd is so amazing. When you
oh my God, perfect.
Jeez.
I can't believe that's someone's actual voice.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. And then final funny video of the night is one of my favorite comedians, Jeff Dye, being hilarious. There you go.
That's the LA River, which normally it isn't a river at all. All I ever hear about on Netflix or from everything is about how hard we are on the environment and global warming. No, Earth is hard on us. Forget about it. Nobody ever talks about the hurricanes and the floods and the earthquakes. Every day this Earth is taking people, and I've had enough of this litter. Empty your motor oil in the. I don't give. I'm done with it. See. Yeah, I want to eat dolphin sandwiches.
Oh my God. Dolphin sandwiches.
I want cars that run on seals. I say we start fighting back.
So, does this show take a position on the clubbing of baby seals?
The show doesn't, but you can.
Oh my
God! What about throwing batteries in the ocean?
No, don't throw batteries in the ocean.
Fill them up with water first. At least make sure they sink.
Don't throw batteries in the ocean. Just don't do that. That's so stupid.
I love it when people, and
that's one of my favorite meme formats
because that's what they do. But I love it when people just take stances that are aggressively opposite of whatever the current thing is.
Yeah,
that's like you're so concerned about the Earth. Well, I hate the Earth. And it's not because that's literally true, but because it just shocks people out of the conditioning that they're in to maybe think about it a little bit more.
That's like conservative boomers that get mad at Bill Maher. Oh, well, Bill Maher is just one of those flaming liberals. Listen to talk about killing people. I'm all for abortion. I'm for whatever gets the freeway moving. And it's like, he's a freaking comedian, dude. Like that's what he's there for.
Yes.
And there was an actual point to what he was saying, which is that even with everybody so concerned about climate change, actual climate-related deaths since like 1800 are down 98% because humans have done so much to put the Earth under our control.
Because of the Weather Channel.
Because of the Weather Channel. That is correct. All right, y'all. Everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We've had a great time. We love making this show. We're going to continue. Nick's just showing memes through his camera.
If I had a carrot for every used car battery I've thrown in the ocean.
No one can see what you're holding up, man.
The other one said me throwing my car battery into the ocean, and then the little text next is the electric eels thanking me for the recharge.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, y'all. Tonight brought to you by Rabbit Eye Wine. Go get your blueberry wine from rabbiteyewine.com. Make sure you go subscribe to our channel over on Rumble. Liberty Libations. Go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Liberty Libations, on Facebook. And go subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is sure to be banned in the very near future. So make sure you follow us on Rumble.
Don't forget to throw your batteries in the ocean.
Don't forget to don't throw your batteries in the ocean. Don't do that. We're not getting banned for some stupid statement.
At least sink them in a local pond.
If the pond is on your own property.
I lost all my car batteries in a boating accident.
Oh man. Make sure we're going to announce when our merch is coming out. Should be coming out soon, so we'll let you know when that happens. Otherwise, keep tuning in every Thursday, Liberty Libations, 8 p.m. on Rumble, and Free Georgia Podcast every Monday at 8 p.m. on Rumble as well. That's it for tonight, y'all. Peace.
Cheers.